He's not the biggest climber here in the opening 10 laps of the race. That belongs to Austin Cindric. The Team Penske driver, having to come from the back of the field, has gained 10 positions since the drop of the green flag just 10 laps ago. Todd, he's a driver that you highlighted yesterday in our practice and qualifying coverage about how good that car was on a longer run.
Yeah, I really felt like in practice that he just held on to pace. He could move around the racetrack, actually pass some cars as he made his way through a 20-lap run and put himself in position, drove away from some really competitive playoff cars. I think they had speed in it. Unfortunately, had the issue qualifying, got into wall off before, but has driven forward several positions here. Chris Milner, what do you got?
Well, to follow up on that, Todd, we know the long run was good based off practice, but Austin told me this morning in the transporter that I'm going to have to be unusually aggressive here at the start because we are starting at the back. Remember, the goal for them today is to get as many stage points as we can to leave here not in as big of a deficit as they were coming in. So Austin knew he had to get up on the wheel, try to crack at least the top 15 if he can get close to it in stage one, and then focus on playoff points from there in stage points. So Austin doing what he needed to do, but he even told the crew over the radio before they took the green, I have to be aggressive, and I'm going to do it for you here in the early parts of this race.
He is up to the 26th position after having completed 12 laps.
DIYers, ever start a project thinking this'll be quick, only for it to be anything but? We've all been there, and that's why you need Craftsman, DIYers' most trusted brand. Craftsman's V20 battery works across drills, saws, trimmers, mowers, and over 100 other products from the house to the backyard and beyond. No dead stops, no refuels, just grab, swap, and get it done. Because your project might fight back, but your tools shouldn't. Head to Craftsman.com to learn more. Craftsman, build on.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Black Buffalo products are intended for adults age 21 and older who are consumers of nicotine or tobacco.
Hey, it's Ryan Blaney, 2023 NASCAR Cup Series champion. If you know me, I did Black Buffalo Long Cut. Black Buffalo is America's only credible smokeless tobacco alternative. Black Buffalo was established in America in 2015, and it dips just like the real thing, without the tobacco leaf or stem. You can find Black Buffalo at thousands of retailers across the USA near you. Black Buffalo Tobacco Alternative. If it's everything you love about dip, nothing you don't.
No changes in the top five while we were away. Chase Briscoe continues to lead. Denny Hamlin right there behind him in second, with Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, and Tyler Reddick rounding out the top five. From Kansas Speedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Hello?
Hey, it's your man tank again. I just talked to the taste buds. We're all worried about you, Tim.
What do you mean? I love eating veggies. The crunch, I've never felt better.
You sure?
I think so.
You're really sure?
Yeah, man. Seriously.
You're not doing this to me, Tim. You're doing this to us. Just rip open some jerky, all right? Jack Link's Beef Jerky, official meat snack of NASCAR. Feed your wild side.
Every time the siren sounds or lights flash, someone's life is on the line. At Whelen Engineering, we know first responders carry that weight every day. That's why for over 70 years, we've led the emergency warning industry, designing and manufacturing the lights, sirens, and safety systems they trust right here in America. Because when the mission is critical, there's no room for second best. Whelen Engineering, trusted to protect first responders. Trusted to protect first responders.
17 laps complete, continuing under the green flag at the Hollywood Casino 400. So glad you're spending your Sunday afternoon with us here on the Motor Racing Network, presented on MRN by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle motorcycle, RV, and boat insurance. Visit Progressive.com.
So we work under the green flag. Lap number 18 will go on the board this time by Chase Briscoe. Our pole sitter has led every one of them. However, Denny Hamlin has not let Chase get away. He's only back by 2.5 car lengths or so. That'll fluctuate by a car length here and there. Hamlin is second. Kyle Larson is third. Chase Elliott is fourth. Tyler Reddick rounds out the top five.
Running sixth right now is Christopher Bell. Carson Hocevar is seventh. Ross Chastain is eighth. Ninth is Ty Gibbs, and William Byron right now is in 10th.
Running 11th is Eric Jones on the racetrack. 12th on the speedway is Noah Gregson as the battle for the lead flares up again at the start-finish line. Hamlin gets a good pull here off turn 4, headed to 1.
The gap between first and second has yo-yoed a bit from lap to lap, but Denny Hamlin's on the attack once again. He'll look to the inside of Chase Briscoe. Got a good run. they're side by side in the backstretch.
Here comes Hamlin. He keeps the run going as they come off the end of the back straightaway. Hamlin with a fender out in front. Now he clears with the lead. Denny Hamlin takes charge at Kansas.
He will clear Chase Briscoe and immediately slide across the nose of Chase Briscoe, and Denny Hamlin will become the second different leader of the Hollywood Casino 400. He leads the 20th lap, headed back to the corner.
And that clean air has done wonders for that number 11 Toyota. The Sport Clips machine immediately pulls away by 5 car lengths as they exit turn 2.
Continues to build on the lead. Hamlin does on the backstretch. In the meantime, Kyle Larson still back in third. Larson is trying to reel in Briscoe to try to challenge for second.
As they come back off the high lane of turns 3 and 4, that is part of Kansas allure. You can run the bottom, the middle, the top, and anywhere in between. Dave, what are you seeing here in the opening 20 laps?
All of that and a little bit more, Alex. I would say there are 4 usable lanes of asphalt here. All of them are in full use. At the front of the pack, the front runners, most everyone running up high. As you get back to midfield, you've got some guys that have found what they like. Ross Chastain running about dead center in the racetrack. A couple of the front row motorsports machines, Noah Gregson among them, running right at the bottom of the racetrack.
As we continue to observe the opening laps here at the Hollywood Casino 400, just looking at a couple of drivers that are on the struggle bus to start. Austin Dillon has lost 12 spots since the dropping of the green flag. Bubba Wallace has lost 9 spots. Chris Wilner, why is Bubba falling back?
Well, the big reason why, Mike, is he came over the radio and said, I can't finish the exit of the corner. It is plowing tight from about center mark all the way through the remaining of the corner. It just won't turn, and it wants to go up toward the wall. They're telling him Freddie Kraft is spotter to maybe try moving around on lines. But right now, Bubba Wallace struggling aboard that Toyota, a driver that desperately could use a good run here at Kansas, a traditionally good track for them. But I talked to Charles tonight, too, before the race. He said, we may not fire off great. I'm really hoping that over the course of the afternoon, our car gets better. So certainly a struggle so far for Bubba Wallace.
That trip to pit road presented by Jack Link's Duos. Craving something bold? Try new Jack Link's Duos. 2 jerky flavors in 1 pack. Original and teriyaki, jalapeno and mango, or buffalo style and ranch. Grab your favorite in the snack aisle today.
Let's pick up the trio that's racing for the 8th position. Ty Gibbs, Chastain, and Byron in front of Kurt.
Here they come. Gibbs to the high side, Chastain to the bottom side, and Byron closing in.
William Byron running the red, white, and blue paint scheme. Ross Chastain in a bright orange and black car. Red and white on board for the Toyota, leading this trio to 1.
Gibbs and Chastain have played hot potato with that position over the last 7, 8, 10 laps. For the moment, the advantage goes to Ty Gibbs. Chastain's got a hip pocket full of William Byron.
Byron started to move to the inside, then he changed lanes back up to the high side coming off of turn number 2. This time by in turn 3, it's Chastain who works the middle lane.
It's really interesting for me. I've watched this race, and we talk about Kansas and how much it's been a top wall dominant racetrack. It seems like the spring race showed this, and I'm seeing it today. There's more and more guys that are committing to getting the left side tires down on that white line on the bottom, like that paint actually has grip on it as the surface is worn away. This racetrack, they're racing all over the surface.
25 laps are complete here in the Hollywood Casino 400. Denny Hamlin is the race leader. Chase Briscoe and Kyle Larson round out the top 3.
Hollywood Casino at Kansas Speedway is proud to be your local destination for live sports wagering. Whether you're looking for a great place to eat, the hottest slot machines, or the friendliest dealers, Hollywood Casino at Kansas Speedway has you covered. Along with 10 Play member rewards, Hollywood Casino is your best bet before, during, and on every NASCAR race at Kansas Speedway. Hollywood Casino, 10 Play, and Kansas Speedway, a winning combination.
NASCAR Live isn't just Tuesday nights. On Thursday, we go wide open with some of the sport's biggest legends.
Dover's so good that even concrete couldn't ruin it.
And some of NASCAR's rising stars.
I don't like getting drove in the back of, and I honestly don't like doing it, but you're not buddy-buddy with everybody, and I've had to learn that.
NASCAR Live Wide Open has you covered from the rookie class all the way to the Hall of Fame. Subscribe now wherever you listen to podcasts.
Problems continue for Bubba Wallace. Just got passed by not 1 but 2 cars on the front stretch here as Josh Berry and Zane Smith just went flying by. Bubba Wallace now has given up 10 positions since the drop of the green flag, which was just 28 laps ago. From Kansas Speedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
We are the voice of NASCAR.
The green flag is in the air, and we are underway. The Great American Race.
The Motor Racing Network. NASCAR Cup, Xfinity, and Craftsman Truck Series Racing live on your hometown radio station and MRN or NASCAR.com. Martinsville, Talladega, the Chicago Street Course. We have the side-by-side action and last lap passes for the win.
Photo finishes. Ryan Blaney will win.
The voice of NASCAR, the Motor Racing Network.
Go behind the scenes and into the garages of the sport's top teams and drivers on NASCAR Hot Pass.
You know, if you win, then your problems are likely solved. There's going to be issues with track limits in the S's, right? Because they're just tight.
A normal occurrence is qualifying from 28th to 32nd. That's just something we're going to continue to keep on working on.
It's the latest information you want to know on NASCAR Hot Pass. Weekdays on the Motor Racing Network.
Back here at Kansas Speedway. Find your fun at Hollywood Casino at Kansas Speedway. Experience nonstop thrills and blockbuster winning on the hottest slots and table games. Don't miss the breathtaking view of the track while grabbing a bite to eat from Turn 2. Only at Hollywood Casino at Kansas Speedway. Your place to play in KC. The battle for second is in front of Dave Moody.
And Kyle Larson just pulled a slide job on Chase Briscoe. A couple of former dirt trackers getting a little dirty. Larson takes the spot on the backstretch.
Here he comes, Larson does, with that second position now. Back into turn 3. Got a lot of ground to make up to try to chase down the leader, Denny Hamlin.
Yeah, Denny Hamlin is all but gone right now as he flies by start-finish. His lead has grown to 2 full seconds over now. Kyle Larson up to the second spot. Chase Briscoe falls to third. Chase Elliott is fourth, and Tyler Reddick rounds out the top 5 as 32 laps go on the board. Todd, we chatted a bit as we look up over turn 4. One car peels off the racetrack, comes to pit road. It's Bubba Wallace. We've been talking about his problems since the drop of the green flag. He's lost 12 spots with a plowing tight race car. Bubba Wallace on pit road. Chris Wilner.
And crew chief Charles and Ike just couldn't wait any longer. His driver comes off here on lap number 32. It'll be a 4-tire change and a significant air pressure adjustment for the 2311 Toyota. So Bubba the first to peel off here with an ill-handling race car. Clean pit stop. He's down and away.
And he talks about that major air pressure adjustment, trying to free their car up. Green flag pit stops will make these cars freer as well, as we've got the 2-car Austin Cindric peeling off the racetrack, along with another guy behind him.
And Austin Cindric has been quiet on the radio. Remember, started at the back, but has been marching his way through the field. They're not going to make any major adjustments, according to crew chief Brian Wilson, but routine 4-tire change for the discount tire Ford Mustang. Already on the left side. Fuel can is in. He'll be down and away. A.J. Allmendinger is also in. He's going to have a routine 4-tire change. Sunoco Fuel's engaged. He's down and away.
34 laps are complete, and we begin the cycle of green flag pit stops. Bubba Wallace has been to pit road. So has Austin Cindric. So has A.J. Allmendinger. Here come Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Justin Haley, and Joey Logano. These stops taking place at lap 34. Back to Chris.
And Joey Logano complaining of a loose handling car, said, I can't get it up to the wall. It just wants to skate sideways. So a crew chief, Paul Wolf, offered an instruction to change air pressures to help with that turn. Joey Logano, 4 Goodyear Eagles and Sunoco Fuel down and away. Stenhouse Jr.'s in and already away for a 4-tire change, and more cars headed to Steve Post.
And Christopher Bell is in. He had a little bit of a dust up with the wall. No harm, no foul. In fact, the car was one of the fastest on the racetrack on the long run. So he's in 4 tires, Sunoco Racing Fuel. Alex Bowman brings his car into the attention of the crew. 4 tires, Sunoco Racing Fuel as well for the Alex Bowman car. Down and away, Tyler Reddick also getting pit service here on lap number 36.
Chase Elliott already completed his service, 4 tires, air pressure, and fuel. Also, Carson Hocevar was in having a good day. Nearly collided with Eric Jones, who came to his stop here on pit road. Eric Jones already 4 tires complete. Fuel is engaged, and it's gone and away. More cars, including Ross Chastain, headed to Steve Post.
Ross Chastain bringing his car into the attention of the crew. Pretty happy with that automobile. Same with Kyle Larson. He's in getting 4 tires and fuel. Very first pit box, Chase Briscoe. He needs a little help getting down into the corner. Specifically turn number 1. So Chase Briscoe is in. Denny Hamlin's crew is on the wall. And others getting pit service. As a matter of fact, back. Here comes Denny Hamlin into the attention of his crew. A little bit loose, a little edgy is what Denny Hamlin said, especially when he got on front. Slides into his pit box. Going to be 4 tires Sunoco Racing fuel for Denny Hamlin. Chris Wilner.
William Byron already down and away the lap prior. Here's Ty Gibbs with a 4-tire change in Sunoco fuel. Felt like he was comfortable, just needed help with turn. They made a slight adjustment there. He's already down and away. His routine green flag pit stops here on lap 37.
Cole Custer now makes the move onto the pit lane at lap 37. Denny Hamlin has not lost the lead in this cycle of green flag pit stops. He came late while others came early. Matter of fact, Denny came 3 laps later than everybody else. Denny stopped at lap 37. Now, the lead will change hands as Josh Berry will cycle to the top of the leaderboard. He is yet to come to pit road. Neither has Ryan Blaney, Brad Keselowski, Daniel Suarez, Todd Gilliland. Riley Herbst is on the pit lane right now, awaiting Cody Ware as well as green flag pit stops continue in the Hollywood Casino 400.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro. On them, it's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate Pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
24 monthly bill credits on experience beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits ended, balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel. Finance agreement iPhone 17 Pro, 256 gigs, $1,099.99 and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Oak Cliff Speed Test Intelligence data 1H2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Ryan Blaney is on the pit lane. So is Daniel Suarez, Todd Gilliland, and Austin Dillon. That turns the lead to Brad Keselowski at lap 40 from Kansas Speedway. This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
More than 200 members of Congress are standing up for AM radio listeners. The AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act will keep AM radio in cars, because when cell and internet services are down, this free service could be your only lifeline. Text AM to 39179. Tell Congress to pass this critical legislation now.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
One last exhale.
Fitting, isn't it? The final shot at the Championship 4 comes down to a track that's been here from day one. Martinsville. Close quarters, tight corners, and a fan experience that brings you so close to the action, all of the mayhem will be right at your fingertips. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Martinsville Speedway, October 23rd through the 26th. Get your tickets now at martinsvillespeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
We are just about at the end of the first cycle of green flag pit stops in the Hollywood Casino 400. Brad Keselowski has cycled to the lead. Once Brad makes his pit stop, then that will return the lead to Denny Hamlin. Here's a look at who's getting it done out on the track right now. Presented by Craftsman. Your yard isn't overgrown. It's ripe with potential. Conquer whatever it throws at you with the Craftsman V20 brushless RP outdoor lineup. More runtime, better performance, and fewer frustrations. See craftsman.com for details. Todd, what do you think?
Well, I really have to compliment Denny Hamlin. The ability to run up to his teammate, run in his wake, got himself out to a lead, came a lap later than Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson did jump him on the racetrack, but Denny, in the cycle here, got him back, run himself back out to the lead. The 11 team, get it done.
They absolutely are. There's a pretty good race ongoing. Now, Brad Keselowski's being scored the race leader by 5 full seconds. However, he is yet to come to pit road. As I look over at the entrance to pit road right now, here comes Brad. He'll give up the race lead. That'll turn it back over to Denny Hamlin. Larson is second, but Dave, Third, fourth, and fifth. That's where Briscoe Reddick, Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott are. That is a mess.
It's been a real hornet's nest, although Chase Briscoe has done his best to extricate himself from that. Now it's Christopher Bell to the inside on Tyler Reddick, side by side.
Here's Reddick. He had been working at the bottom of the corners. This time on the backstretch, he's wide. Coming back into turn number 3, Tyler Reddick challenged by Christopher Bell.
Talking about the race for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Coming off the corner, that is where Bell and Reddick and Elliott go at it. Then, of course, is behind Chase Briscoe in 3rd. Todd had mentioned a moment ago, Alex, how Denny Hamlin had Kyle Larson jump Denny Hamlin by a lap. Well, Denny Hamlin tracked Kyle Larson down, passed him, and is now pulled away by almost a second in the last 3 laps. That Toyota of Denny Hamlin is strong here this afternoon in the early going.
Yeah, when we heard from him yesterday in our practice and qualifying show, he said he felt like the car was okay, but it just needed a little bit more. They were going to put their heads together yesterday evening, try to figure out what kind of changes they could make to the race car. Looks like whatever they've done has agreed with them on this hot, sunny day here in Kansas.
So while we have the opportunity, we've just cycled through the first round of green flag pit stops. Give you a full field rundown, let you know where your driver's racing. Denny Hamlin reassumes the lead. Matter of fact, he's led 21 of the 47 laps so far this afternoon. Kyle Larson is second. Chase Briscoe is third. Christopher Bell's fourth. Tyler Reddick is fifth. Chase Elliott is sixth. Seventh is Carson Hocevar. Ty Gibbs is eighth. Chris Buescher is ninth. And William Byron is 10th.
Ross Chastain is 11th. Alex Bowman is currently 12th. And Cody Ware is 13th. Nice run for Cody Ware here early on. However, he's yet to make a pit stop. Bubba Wallace is 14th. He was the first one to come to pit road under green conditions. Ryan Preece is 15th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is 16th. Zane Smith is 17th. Joey Logano from the back of the field is up to 18th. Noah Gragson 19th, and Austin Cindric is 20th.
Justin Haley is 21st. John Hunter Nemechek is 22nd. 23rd is A.J. Allmendinger. 24th is Ryan Blaney. 25th is Josh Berry. Riley Herbst runs 26th. Eric Jones is 27th. Kyle Busch is 28th, and the final car on the lead lap, Ty Dillon, is 1 lap down in 29th, with Cole Custer in 30th.
Brad Keselowski is 31st, Daniel Suarez 32nd, Todd Gilliland is 33rd, Austin Dillon 34th, Michael McDowell is 35th, J.J. Yaley 36th, and Shane Van Gisbergen is 37th.
That checking of the leaderboard brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless, official partner of NASCAR. Fans of fast get real, unlimited data on reliable 5G with no contracts or hidden fees. Now at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless.
Under green with 30 laps to go in the opening stage, and Denny Hamlin in control.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
Want to know the latest with short track racing around the country? Well, one show has you covered, NASCAR Coast to Coast. Hi, I'm Chris Wilner. Join me each week as we break down the biggest headlines in grassroots racing and in NASCAR's regional and touring series. We'll also talk with rising stars from your favorite short track. Once again, it's NASCAR Coast to Coast. And you can watch or listen today on YouTube, Facebook, MRN.com, or on your favorite podcast platform.
Kyle Larson, who is second, is beginning to run down the race leader, Denny Hamlin, yet again. They work their way over into turns 3 and 4. Some cars at the tail end of the field. As a matter of fact, here's Larson, Mike, going for the race lead.
Larson's going to take a peek coming off the corner because Denny gets hemmed up with the lap car of Kyle Busch at the line. The Cheddar Chevrolet of Kyle Busch to the outside. Here comes Denny Hamlin. He'll open up the inside line against the lap traffic in 1.
It's been a rough afternoon so far for Kyle Busch. He's fought very, very hard to stay on the tail end of the lead lap. Denny Hamlin to the inside, still can't get him cleared.
Kyle Larson working to the bottom side of turn number 2 onto the backstretch. Works back up toward the outside line. Now he's down low. Hamlin moving forward off the corner.
And that'll enable Kyle Larson just to slip back just a couple of car lengths as they both try to negotiate the lap car of Kyle Busch. From Kansas Speedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Black Buffalo products are intended for adults age 21 and older who are consumers of nicotine or tobacco.
Hey, it's Ryan Blaney, 2023 NASCAR Cup Series champion. If you know me, I did Black Buffalo Long Cut. Black Buffalo is America's only credible smokeless tobacco alternative. Black Buffalo was established in America in 2015, and it dips just like the real thing, without the tobacco leaf or stem. You can find Black Buffalo at thousands of retailers across the USA near you. Black Buffalo Tobacco Alternative. If it's everything you love about dip, nothing you don't.
Do you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is letting everyone know about great debt relief options now available to help people with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of your credit card debt. Get a free debt relief consultation when you call 800-212-2828. 800-212-2828. That's 800-212-2828.
Welcome back to Kansas Speedway, presented on MRN by Progressive Insurance. Car, homes, boats, motorcycles, RVs, and more at Progressive.com.
Caution flag number 1 is flying over the Hollywood Casino 400 for a problem in front of Kurt Becker.
It was Cody Ware. His Ford came high in the banking off the end of the back straightaway. Bounced the car off the safer barrier in turn 3, bounced it off the safer barrier again as he approached turn 4, dropped down off the banking and worked his way toward pit road.
He's damaged the red, white, and blue Evel Knievel Museum Ford, and sadly, that right side of that race car looks kind of like an Evel Knievel landing in some of his jumps that he's had in his career.
Hopefully not as many broken parts as there were broken bones in that career. So when that caution flag came out, we were in commercial break, and all of a sudden I hear this, ha, 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 from Todd Gordon at the other end of the broadcast booth. Crew chief, why do you like this caution flag?
Adds a lot of stress to all these crew chiefs on pit road. We've all taken a set of tires, and really at this point, most guys came 35, 36, 37. We're at lap 56 now. They're going to have to come to pit road. We only have 2 extra sets. We're going to use one of them up here. It's going to put you tight on sticker tires.
Pit lane is closed at the moment, so the field will work right on by the opening of pit road as the NASCAR AMR safety team goes to work out. You just inspect the racetrack and clean up a little bit of debris as Cody Ware was able to drive that wrecked race car back to pit road.
Matter of fact, a wrecker is going to come out from behind the wall and attach itself to the Cody Ware car. So we'll be under caution for at least the next lap or so. He did the right thing. He brought the car to the pit box, but the problem is he can't remove that car from the pit box, so he's going to need some assistance in doing that, and the crew is on the scene to aid in that enterprise.
Big question now, crew chief Todd Gordon. If you're down there on top of the pit box, you have your qualifying scuffed tires laying down there that you can use here in the race.
Yes.
We're under caution. We're going to anticipate at least 3, maybe 4 more laps of caution, maybe 5. Who knows? Which could take us down to just a 17, 18 lap run to the end of the stage. Do you consider putting on your scuffs?
You could. It depends on what your situation is. I think if I've got to score points, if I'm below the cut line, no, I'm putting stickers on. I'm hoping the rest of this race goes green, and I still have that set of stickers left in stage 3. I hope stage 2 goes straight through with one stop. If I'm in a position, I guess I could think about scuffs, but I don't think that many guys will do that this early. Knowing we had 2 extra sets, this is using 1. If we had it happen again in stage 2, I think that scuff play comes bigger into the window.
Is it a foregone conclusion that everybody is going to come down pit road? Will we see some shenanigans maybe towards the tail end of the lead lap here?
Now, the only one I could see maybe doing that would be Brad Keselowski, who went so deep in the cycle before he came to pit road. Maybe he would think about doing something. I guess he'll have to take the waiver round probably from a lap down position. Outside of that, the latest that I really saw was Ryan Blaney of Competitive Cars at lap 40. We're at lap 57. That's 17 laps into this. It's at least 15 green flag laps. I think everybody's got to come for 4 tires.
Keep in mind, Eric Jones, on that last green flag cycle of pit stops, came to pit road from just outside the top 10. Had a long pit stop, a problem on the right rear. He's the last car on the lead lap now, back in 26. Perhaps he could be that particular car that does something a little bit different in this sequence here. The free pass for this caution should go to Kyle Busch, who has just put a lap down before the crash by Cody Ware.
Alex, I've been reflecting back to our conversations during NASCAR Live Race Day. We're talking about the drivers that we feel would be factors. Well, Denny Hamlin, check. Kyle Larson, check. Christopher Bell, Chase Briscoe, Tyler Reddick, Chase Elliott, check. What about Carson Hocevar, Inspire Motorsports, running solidly right now in the 7th position?
Yeah, they are. They had a good practice yesterday, obviously a great qualifying spot, and they're able to what I call hold serve, if you put it in tennis vernacular, because a lot of times you have a good qualifying effort, you might not have the race set up exactly where it needs to be, and you fall back at the drop of the green flag. Well, Hocevar and his car has not dropped off. They've been in the back half of the top 10 since the drop of the green flag. Now 58 laps into this race. He's being scored in the number 7 spot.
Pit road is open. Right now we've got some safety equipment on the racetrack just blow drying the track, or not blow drying, but you could say removing debris. They'll leave the styling for later in the race. Right now, the open of pit road, it's open, and everybody's angling towards the bottom of the racetrack, including Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson. Everybody that's on the lead lap look like is going to take a chance to come to pit road for some Sunoco Racing fuel and some tires. Chase Elliott, the first to hit his pit stall in front of Chris Wilner.
And he pits from the 6th position. This will be a scuff tire change for Chase Elliott here in this Hendrick Motorsports team. Already on the left side, fuel of Sunoco is through. He's down and away. Ty Gibbs also on scuff tires. Austin Cindric from the back going to put stickers, as is William Byron. All those 4 tire changes. Steve Post.
Ross Chastain's in 4 tires. Sunoco Racing fuel. Denny Hamlin is in. That might have been a 2-tire stop for Denny Hamlin as he's down and away. Kyle Larson gets 4 tires Sunoco Racing fuel. Chase Briscoe still needs a little help in turn number 1. He is down with 4 tires in Sunoco Racing fuel.
And that is how they're going to come off this set of pit stops here. The top 5 off of pit road is presented by National Debt Relief. Struggling with credit card debt, National Debt Relief can help you get back on track. They negotiate with your creditors to reduce the amount you owe. Ready to take back your life? Well, visit nationaldebtrelief.com to get started. The 5 off pit road. Denny Hamlin with a 2-tire change. Kyle Larson, 4 fresh good years. Christopher Bell 3rd, Joey Logano 4th, and Chase Briscoe rounds out the top 5 off of pit road.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Black Buffalo products are intended for adults age 21 and older who are consumers of nicotine or tobacco.
Hey, it's Ryan Blaney, 2023 NASCAR Cup Series champion. If you know me, I did Black Buffalo Long Cut. Black Buffalo is America's only credible smokeless tobacco alternative. Black Buffalo was established in America in 2015, and it dips just like the real thing, without the tobacco leaf or stem. You can find Black Buffalo at thousands of retailers across the USA near you. Black Buffalo Tobacco Alternative. If it's everything you love about dip, nothing you don't.
One last exhale.
Fitting, isn't it? The final shot at the Championship 4 comes down to a track that's been here from day 1. Martinsville. Close quarters, tight corners, and a fan experience that brings you so close to the action, all of the mayhem will be right at your fingertips. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Martinsville Speedway, October 23rd through the 26th. Get your tickets now at martinsvillespeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
Back here at Kansas Speedway, lap number 60 goes on the board, 20 laps shy of the end of stage number 1 as we work the first caution flag of today's race. Tyler Reddick back on the pit road for the 2nd time. We'll follow up with Steve Post in a moment. From Kansas Speedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Do you have an unused car, truck, motorcycle, boat, or RV taking up space? Put it to good use by donating it to the NASCAR Foundation. Proceeds help fund medical resources for children in our racing community. Your wheels can heal. Call 844-NASCAR-9 and we'll come tow away your vehicle for free. The process is quick and your gift is tax deductible. Call 844-NASCAR-9 to donate your vehicle to the NASCAR Foundation today. Your donation will help our children survive and thrive.
We are getting ready to crown a champion.
Championship weekend is coming back to the desert.
Let's get this party started.
4 title races in 3 days means there will be a buzz in the air all weekend long. Whether from the grandstands, the infield experience, or the hillside, this is your chance to witness history and make championship caliber memories for the whole family. NASCAR Championship Weekend at Phoenix Raceway, October 31st through November 2nd. Get your tickets now at PhoenixRaceway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR. Ticketing partner of NASCAR.
Later today, we will select the Xfinity Mobile Reliable Performance of the Race. Xfinity Mobile provides incredible value on the most reliable nationwide 5G network to keep you connected to NASCAR wherever you are. Learn more at Xfinity.com/mobile.
As the leaders select the lane to restart in and get the one to go signal, Tyler Reddick was just on pit road for a second time. Steve Post, why?
Well, they decided to make a tire change on the tire change. They put on the first time, they put on sticker tires, and they had a slower pit stop. That put them at the back of the field, made the decision, let's come in and use those scuff tires up. So they've actually got stickers with stickers and a little bit of wear on them, and they put on their scuff tires now, so they're not going to use this set of stickers that have one parade lap on them. They'll tuck them away and put them in the inventory for later in the race.
Yeah, as we talk about it, we talk about those scuffs. That's their qualifying tires. They've got, one lap of qualifying on them, but they're a little less grip. That's a second heat cycle on them, but you've already put yourself in a deficit. Save that set of stickers, so if we get in one of those races where everybody's got to get to that set, they've got an advantage late in the race.
Yeah, we'll find out how it plays out now, as they're going to need things to kind of go their way here in these final 18 laps of the opening stage. As we get closer and closer, valuable stage points, Mike, are going to be on the line.
Here comes the Toyota safety car onto pit road. The green flag will fly and will leave us 18 laps to go in the opening stage. Remember, Denny Hamlin on 2 tires, Kyle Larson on 4. Green flag back in the air as they make their way through the restart zone. And what a jackrabbit start for Denny Hamlin. He is gone, leaving Larson to race side by side with Joey Logano for second.
Logano to the inside, Larson to the outside. Chase Briscoe looking 3 wide around the high line. Briscoe's going to go for 4th into a battle for 3rd.
Here's Christopher Bell. He comes away with 3rd. Now he wants more. He changes lanes on the run. He's to the inside of Kyle Larson, trying to grab 2nd.
Meanwhile, behind them, right up the gut, 3 wide, comes Chase Elliott. He's shot out of a cannon. Passes both Logano and Chase Briscoe. Elliott now changes lanes. 3 wide for 2nd. Chase Elliott on the move.
Elliott throwing haymakers on this restart. Goes 3 wide to the bottom. Shoves Christopher Bell up the banking of out of car whip. Above him is Kyle Larson. There's still 3 deep. Elliott goes to 2nd.
Goes rocketing on by. Elliott does up to that 2nd position. Then Kyle Larson. Then Christopher Bell. Joey Logano is in 4th. He's to the inside.
Chase Elliott with an early race flex in the Hollywood Casino 400. Storming around the outside. Storming to the bottom of the racetrack. Chase Elliott now races to 2nd. In front of a side-by-side battle for 3rd.
That's where Christopher Bell has shoehorned his way underneath the Kyle Larson machine. Bell to the very bottom of the track. Larson running the extreme outside their nose to nose.
They go at it for that 3rd position. Then further back from 6th on back, you've got Chase Briscoe, Ross Chastain, Carson Hocevar stacking them 3 wide.
It's a great race there for the number 6, or check that, the number 5 position as they come up off of turn number 4. The battle for 6th is on now as Logano has it. Here comes Ross Chastain and Chase Briscoe.
Logano in the 5th spot, Chastain 6th. Carson Hocevar, Chase Briscoe in close pursuit. That's a great 4-car battle for 5th place.
Here they come onto the back straightaway. This time they will straighten out, go nose to tail. Ty Gibbs will pounce on the opportunity as he gets involved with that battle.
Chase Elliott creeping closer to the front, took a look to the inside of Denny Hamlin for the point, found no room to race. Matter of fact, Chase will follow Denny. 1 car length of separation for the lead at lap 67.
NASCAR's most popular driver feeling his oats here in the late stages of the stage. He is right on the back bumper of Denny Hamlin, and Larson is on the comeback trail.
They're all chasing Denny Hamlin coming off the end of the back straightaway. Hamlin with the race lead. Here's Chase Elliott. Hamlin to the middle lanes. Elliott to the white line.
Shouldn't be a surprise. Chase Elliott running well here at Kansas. Remember back in the month of May here at Kansas, he was leading late in the race, had a bad pit stop and relegated him to a 15th place finish. He's a man on the move at the front.
Denny Hamlin running midway on the racetrack. Now will drift up to the outside wall. Leaves the bottom open for Elliott. Chase will take it, but he can't make the move this time.
So he gets back into line. Kyle Larson still there, back in 3rd. Then a gap of another half-dozen car lengths or so. Back to Christopher Bell. Now Kyle Larson 3 wide to the bottom.
Here comes Kyle Larson digging hard to the bottom of the racetrack. Had a fender up alongside Chase Elliott coming out of 4. Lost the nose, the car slid up, but anyway you shake it, it's a 3-car breakaway for the lead in Kansas.
Hamlin by a car length goes up to the top. Right down the middle goes Chase Elliott, falling back just a little bit This time around, Kyle Larson 2 car lengths behind.
That's how they run coming onto the backstretch with Hamlin at the front of the parade. Chase Elliott again testing the waters. Here he comes, drops down to the lower lane off turn 4.
And we need to pay this off. This is 3 different tire strategies in the first 3 positions. Denny Hamlin on 2 tires. Chase Elliott took his qualifying scuffs. Kyle Larson on stickers. Joey Logano's hanging around in 5th on 2 tires as well.
Here's the battle for the lead in front of Dave Moody.
Chase Elliott dive bombs to the inside of the racetrack, hugging the white line at the bottom. Up top, Hamlin too strong off turn 2.
So Elliott will ride in the 2nd position. Back into turn 3 they go. Hamlin, Elliott, Larson, 1, 2, 3, headed off the corner.
As the battle for the lead settles down just a tad, all eyes right now are on the battle for 5th. That's where Joey Logano has fallen into the clutches of a side-by-side battle between Ross Chastain and Chase Briscoe. That continues off the end of the front straightaway.
Briscoe's got the extreme low line going into turn 1. Here comes the slide job up across the nose of Ross Chastain. He'll take the spot, but the Mellon man crosses him over off 2.
Here's Chastain relegated to 7th, trying to take 6th back away from Chase Briscoe. Chastain through the middle lanes of turn 4.
Business picking up, down to 9 laps to go here in the opening stage of the Hollywood Casino 400. At the front of the field, it continues to be Denny Hamlin with Chase Elliott right there.
Here they come into turn number 1. It's about 2 car lengths between them. Another 3 back to Kyle Larson. Another 4 back to Christopher Bell.
He rides in the 4th position, then a dozen car lengths or more back to Joey Logano in 5th position. Ross Chastain has worked his way back up into 6th as they all work off the corner.
So with 8 laps to go in the opening stage of the Hollywood Casino 400, Denny Hamlin comes to the line to lead his 34th lap. Chase Elliott right in his hip pocket there in 2nd. Kyle Larson is 3rd. Christopher Bell is 4th, and we continue to watch this ongoing battle for 5th.
Joey Logano's got the position, but Ross Chastain now has battled back. He's fought off the advances of Chase Briscoe right on Logano's back bumper.
Ross Chastain continues to loom larger toward the top 5. Here he comes now, trying to break his way into the 5th position. Goes to the outside. Logano drops down low.
Up front, the battle is on for the number 2 spot between Hendrick Motorsports teammates. Kyle Larson to the inside of Chase Elliott, headed to turn 1.
Takes it down below the white line through the dogleg. Now slides back up into the middle lane as they race turns 1 and 2. Elliott up top, cannot hold him off. Move Kyle Larson to P2.
He has 2nd with Elliott 3rd, and Christopher Bell just taking all of this in from the 4th position. He begins to close ground on those 2. In fact, Bell now will work down to the white line.
Yeah, when Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott got going at it for the 2nd spot, that allowed Christopher Bell to close in. Matter of fact, Larson is away with 2nd. Chase Elliott's hands are full with Bell in that race for 3rd.
Christopher Bell right up on the back bumper of Elliott. This time through turn 1 and 2. Chase is going to run the middle of the racetrack. The top will go to Christopher Bell. He's closing in off 2.
Trying to take 3rd from Chase Elliott, who still has the position, but for how long? Here's Bell again. Bell closes in, racing their way off turn 4.
Further back, challenge and change for the number 5 spot. Ross Chastain able to get by Joey Logano. Logano's got his hands full now as he looks in the mirror. Chase Briscoe is there. He's all over Logano trying to gain that position. Meanwhile, they're getting after it for 3rd.
Yeah, and every one of those positions means a critical stage point for some of those playoff drivers. Behind them, they were 3 wide momentarily. Chris Buescher goes to the bottom and takes a spot from Zane Smith.
That will move Buescher up into the 8th position as they come off the end of the back straightaway. Carson Hocevar is part of that battle as well.
Leaders come off the corner. When they come to the line, it'll be 4 laps to go. In stage number 1, Ross Chastain just took a spot from Joey Logano. Joey taking exception to that. Would love to take it back, but he can't get tangled up with Chastain because Chase Briscoe's breathing down his neck.
Joey's got to be offensive and defensive all at the same time. He's going to go to the bottom to try and bypass Chastain. Can't get it done. Briscoe right there behind him.
So you got Chastain straight ahead if you're Logano. Then he checks the rear view, and there's Briscoe. Logano goes to the bottom side, the other 2 to the top side.
3 laps to go in the opening stage of the Hollywood Casino 400. Hamlin is the leader. 10 car lengths back is Kyle Larson. Chase Elliott goes 3rd, Christopher Bell 4th, and 5th still up for grabs.
That's where the action is right now. Ross Chastain in the 5th position. Here comes Briscoe. He'll dive bomb to the inside of Joey Logano. Slide back up the banking. Move Briscoe to 6th, but maybe not for long.
Here's Logano. He comes fighting right back to the inside of Chase Briscoe. Gets a fender out in front of him for the 6th position. Logano making it work to the inside.
Logano glued to the bottom of the racetrack, but Chase Briscoe pins that Toyota Camry to the top of the racetrack in the safer barrier. He at the line. Briscoe's got the momentum. He's got the advantage. Chase Briscoe will take position 6 from Logano.
About as much fun as you can have behind the wheel of a race car. They are just changing lanes, lobbing slide jobs at each other, crossing each other over. For the moment, Briscoe will take control of that spot.
All the while, Denny Hamlin continues to lead. He's already headed off turn 4.
He is. On the middle of the racetrack is Denny Hamlin. Down to the line, we begin the final mile and a half of stage number 1. Hamlin comfortably by 8 car lengths over Kyle Larson.
Plenty of open asphalt behind him between himself and Kyle Larson. Then another 10 or 12 back to Chase Elliott, trying to fend off the advances of Christopher Bell.
Here's Bell, takes a look to the inside of the Chase Elliott machine. Elliott, though, will hang on to the 3rd position. The leader, Denny Hamlin, works to the high side in turn 4 with Kyle Larson 2nd.
Here he comes out of turn number 4. The green and white checkered flag is waving at the start-finish line. Denny Hamlin will aim that Toyota right at the bottom of the racetrack and take that green and white checkered flag. And he has won stage 1 of the Hollywood Casino 400. That is his 5th stage win of the season and his first since Pocono back in the summer. Kyle Larson comes across the line in 2nd. Chase Elliott's 3rd. Christopher Bell's 4th. And Ross Chastain finishes in 5th. Chase Briscoe is 6th. Joey Logano 7th. Chris Buescher was 8th. Zane Smith 9th. And Carson Hocevar are the top 10 finishers of the opening stage, presented by Sunoco. From fueling your favorite NASCAR teams to filling up at the pump, Sunoco is trusted to help vehicles perform at their peak. Sunoco, performance is what we do.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She can get a deal, book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
Hi, this is Mike Bagley. Join me along with the cast and crew of the Motor Racing Network every Tuesday night for NASCAR Live. Hear exclusive interviews.
I do think that if you're always are scared to make the big moves, you're just always going to be following the person that did.
The best moments from each of NASCAR's premier series.
Reddick slides up the racetrack. Briscoe gets away off turn 4.
And in-depth breakdowns of the latest NASCAR news and more. It's NASCAR Live every Tuesday night at 7 Eastern. Caution flag number 2 is flying over the Hollywood Casino 400. Denny Hamlin just picked up the stage win. The field's in turns 3 and 4 right now. At least one more lap before pit road is open, and everybody that chooses to do so can come down and take service. From Kansas Speedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
The Tough Trucks of NASCAR, an exclusive podcast from the Motor Racing Network.
Ron Hornaday, green flag is in the air, and he will take the field quickly to turn 1.
Relive the moments of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series from its debut in 1995.
Checkered flag in the air, Skinner wins with the inaugural for the NASCAR Truck Series by Craftsman.
The legends of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
Todd Bodine wins 4 in a row on super speedways.
The Tough Trucks of NASCAR, available on podcast platforms and MRN.com.
The thrills of NASCAR racing from over 55 years of Motor Racing Network broadcasts.
Bobby Allison brings the race car right down in the middle of the track, crosses the start-finish line, and he will win the 24th annual Daytona 500.
Bill Elliott wins the Hooters 500. Alan Kulwicki, 1992 champion.
MRN Classic Races.
And in the whole pack, steaming for the finish line, Dale Earnhardt wins a Winston 500.
Find all the classic moments on MRN Classic Races on any podcast platform. Classic moments on MRN Classic Races on any podcast platform.
Back at Kansas Speedway, pit road is open, and we expect everybody on the lead lap to come down and take tires and Sunoco Racing fuel. These pit stops will take place at lap 83. Stage 2 will begin shortly. And right now, the field is lined up behind the pace car, awaiting for their time and trip to pit road.
As they make their way to the entrance to pit road right now, indeed, It looks like all the lead lap cars will drop below the line, get inside the commitment orange box to driver's right, and pit stops begin with Chris Wilner.
Stage number 1, third place finisher Chase Elliott on those qualifying stuff said, I'm not exactly where I want to be, but we're getting better. Alan Gustafson going to put sticker tires on. 4 Goodyear Eagles going aboard that Chevrolet. Candace Sunoco fuel on the left side. Carson Hocevar finished top 10. Happy with the race car, free on entry and on exit. 4 tires, air pressure, as well as Joey Logano on the 2 tires said, we need to go back. I need to be freed up on 4 tires. That's the call from Paul Wolf. 4 tires, Sunoco fuel. Steve Post.
Well, it's a 4-tire stop for Ross Chastain. Pretty happy with that car. Pretty steady run. Also, Denny Hamlin, 4 tires, Sunoco racing fuel as well. I believe it looks like Christopher Bell went with a 2-tire stop, and the Tyler Reddick disaster on pit road continues. The problem on the last stop was a right rear problem. Looks like Tyler might have missed his pit box. He is the last car, well, the next to last car to leave pit road after a terrible, terrible sequence here on pit road.
It was a scenario, Steve, Christopher Bell's team was wrapping up their pit box and pulling out of the pit box as Tyler Reddick was trying to pull in. Reddick had to then slam on the brakes, slid past his box, put the car in reverse, Todd, and that was a big, big problem.
And this is one of those things that I don't blame this on anybody on the 45. The 20 car took 2 tires. I would not have expected him to do that if I'm Billy Scott standing on the box. I feel like we've got plenty of time for Tyler Reddick to come around the 20. As the 20 dropped the jack and let him out, they missed him. Kind of Tyler turned back right, had to back up to his pit box. Definitely a loss for the 45 on pit road with a surprise call of 2 tires by Adam Stevens.
And that was what put Tyler Reddick behind again. A little more adversity right now for that playoff contending team for Tyler Reddick in 23-11 Racing.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro. On them, it's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
24 monthly bill credits on experience beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel finance agreement iPhone 17 Pro 256 gigs, $1,099.99 and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Oak Cliff Speed Test Intelligence data 1/8/2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
From Kansas Speedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
NASCAR Live isn't just Tuesday nights. On Thursday, we go wide open with some of the sport's biggest legends.
Dover's so good that even concrete couldn't ruin it.
And some of NASCAR's rising stars.
I don't like getting drove in the back of, and I honestly don't like doing it, but you're not buddy-buddy with everybody, and I've had to learn that.
NASCAR Live Wide Open has you covered from the rookie class all the way to the Hall of Fame. Subscribe now wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and I dedicate a lot of my time going fast. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
We welcome you back to the Hollywood Casino 400 here at Kansas Speedway as we work the caution flag for the second time today. This one for the end of stage number 1, which was won by Denny Hamlin. Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Motor Racing Network. Motor Racing Network is live at Kansas Speedway for the NASCAR Cup Series and our premier partners, Busch Light, Coca-Cola, and Xfinity, as we run the Hollywood Casino 400. My name is Alex Hayden. Mike Bagley is alongside with Todd Gordon, our championship-winning crew chief. Out in turns 1 and 2 is Dave Moody. Turns 3 and 4 is Kurt Becker. On the pit lane, Steve Post and Chris Wilner.
Here's a look at the Beefaroo Stage preview presented by Beefaroo. Race fans, Beefaroo is giving you the chance to win big all season long. Download the Beefaroo app and enter for a shot at winning VIP race experiences, exclusive merch, and a meet and greet with Noah Gregson. Download the Beefaroo app now and enter for your chance to win. It's time to race to Beefaroo. Todd, what do you think?
Very similar to Stage 1. We've got probably 78 laps in this, green flag laps in this stage. We're going to want to split that in half with a green flag cycle. Hopefully we don't get another caution if I'm a crew chief that ends up burning that extra set of tires. We're tighter on tires at this point, but I would look for everybody to run 35 laps, maybe 34, 33, and have a green flag cycle start here in the second stage.
As the drivers begin to choose what lane to restart in, race leader Christopher Bell again just did 2 fresh Goodyear Eagle tires. He'll choose the inside lane for this restart. Second to choose was Kyle Larson. He'll go topside for the front row. Then it's Ross Chastain and Chase Elliott in row number 2. Row number 3 has Denny Hamlin back there with Chase Briscoe. The fourth row, Joey Logano and Chris Buescher. In row number 5, Zane Smith and Carson Hocevar. Should not be a surprise based off of what we saw in practice yesterday to now see Zane Smith pop up inside the top 10.
Christopher Bell becomes the 5th different leader of the Hollywood Casino 400. He and Kyle Larson will restart on the front row together. It's been a very entertaining Hollywood Casino 400. Now we're getting ready for the 78-lap sprint to the conclusion of Stage 2. Bell downstairs, Larson topside. Pace car comes to pit road. We are ready for another green flag here at the Kansas Speedway.
They'll make their way off turn 4. They got to get to the restart zone as they have the control car. The race leader, Christopher Bell, in the inside lane. He'll get on the throttle. Kyle Larson outside will match him stride for stride through the gearbox. Green flag back in the air, and the Hollywood Casino 400 is back underway as they head to 1.
Everybody tightly bunched into the banking of turn number 1. Down low, Christopher Bell by a fender. Larson's got it revved up high. They're wheel to wheel for the top spot.
Battle continues for the lead. Bell to the inside, Larson to the outside. These two stay door to door, all the way off the end of the backstretch and all the way to turn 4.
Christopher Bell gets the advantage now. He'll sweep around Larson, take the lead, while at the same time, Larson's getting ready to get gobbled up with a 3-wide battle that features Denny Hamlin, Ross Chastain, and Chase Elliott.
Chastain had to check up to avoid getting into Larson. That cost him momentum. It cost him third spot as Denny Hamlin moves underneath. Now around the outside is Chase Elliott.
All of that traffic straightens out on the backstretch with Chase Elliott running in the 4th position. Then Ross Chastain, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Chase Briscoe to the inside.
Up front, Kyle Larson drops to the bottom of the racetrack, shows the nose of his blue Chevrolet to Christopher Bell. Trouble off turn 4. 1 car, 2 cars get together. John Hunter Nemechek had a little tap in the left rear corner from Ryan Preece. Both drivers go spinning down to the grass. It looks like Ryan Preece will able to continue on. John Hunter Nemechek's green and white Toyota. He'll grab a gear and drive away as well, but caution's on the speedway for the 3rd time.
Third caution flag is flying over the Hollywood Casino 400. 2 cars tangling here in the Tri-Oval.
At Progressive, we understand the bond you have with your boat. It's why people name theirs.
I was pretty hungry and looking at a menu when I named my boat Change Your Tuna. The backup names were Trick or Trout, I Salmonly Swear, and, it gets worse, New Squid on the Block. It wasn't my best day.
Whatever you call your boat, protect it. And start with a quote from Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
This is a Camry. This is a Camry on NASCAR. This is a Camry on NASCAR with Ty Gibbs behind the wheel. Now you're up to speed. You in? Follow the action at tgrna.com. Toyota, let's go places. NASCAR is a registered trademark of the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, LLC.
Caution flag number 3, flying over the Hollywood Casino 400. John Hunter Nemechek and Ryan Priest get tangled up coming out of turn number 4. They spun into the ball field, and they pulled away. So right now the crews are just checking the racetrack for any debris that may have been laid out with this most recent spin. So Christopher Bell leads. Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, and Ross Chastain. They are the top 5 at lap 90. From Kansas Speedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Black Buffalo products are intended for adults age 21 and older who are consumers of nicotine or tobacco.
Hey, it's Ryan Blaney, 2023 NASCAR Cup Series champion. If you know me, I did Black Buffalo long cut. Black Buffalo is America's only credible smokeless tobacco alternative. Black Buffalo was established in America in 2015, and it dips just like the real thing, without the tobacco leaf or stem. You can find Black Buffalo at thousands of retailers across the USA near you. Black Buffalo Tobacco Alternative. If it's everything you love about dip, nothing you don't.
Every time the siren sounds or lights flash, someone's life is on the line. At Wheelan Engineering, we know first responders carry that weight every day. That's why for over 70 years, we've led the emergency warning industry, designing and manufacturing the lights, sirens, and safety systems they trust right here in America. Because when the mission is critical, there's no room for second best. Wheelan Engineering, trusted to protect first responders.
And more. Search for NASCAR Live on your favorite podcast platform. And more. Search for NASCAR Live on your favorite podcast platform.
Back at Kansas, caution flag is flying. Pit road was open, had some takers. John Hunter Nemechek came down pit road. Todd Gilliland, Ryan Priest, and a couple of others made their trip to pit road at lap number 91.
Of the Hollywood Casino 400. It's a privilege always when we come here to visit with our friend Lydia Garvey, Vice President and General Manager at Hollywood Casino here at Kansas Speedway. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me. I always love coming up and talking with you guys.
Absolutely. Love having you a part of it and part of the race here at Kansas Speedway. You know, we were over at the Hollywood Casino last night as we were meandering around in there. Saw a lot of great new games out on the slot floor.
Yes, absolutely. The team's been working hard. We've got new games in Magic Treasures Gold, and then a little early start on Halloween with Spooky Link, Werewolf Strike, and Werewolf Fury.
And
they were getting a workout, Mike.
They were getting a workout. Now, while Alex is concerned about the slot games, we all were concerned about the food over there, and we've noticed you got some new stuff for the folks over there.
We do, and absolutely, we're ready for fall in our restaurants as well. So some new items in Turn 2, which has such a great view of the track. Braised chicken chili, white bean chili. And then in Marquee, a toasted fall flatbread sandwich. And in Final Cut, our amazing steakhouse and autumn harvest salad.
Also a lot going on, obviously, at the Hollywood Casino. ESPN Bet Sportsbook watch parties are going on, and they are only at Hollywood Casino.
Yes, the only sports book here in the Kansas City Metro. An absolutely great place if you want to catch a football game, or we show pay-per-view UFC fights. So great place to come watch those as well.
Now, bring everybody up to speed on Race for Penn Cash. What is that?
We would love to see all our race fans, 21 and older, come on over to the casino, bring your ticket, and head over to Player Services, and you'll get $10 in Penn Cash, good for gaming or food and beverage.
It's been another great day here at Kansas Speedway in the Hollywood Casino 400. And by the way, thank you for the great weather that you and your team provided. I know you're responsible for it.
Yes, we totally have that down. So beautiful day out there.
It's always a privilege to come here to Kansas Speedway and the Hollywood Casino 400, visit with you and the rest of your team. Another world-class event put on, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Lydia Garvey, that is the Vice President and General Manager at Hollywood Casino at Kansas Speedway.
We continue working the third caution flag of the afternoon, brought out when John Hunter Nemechek and Ryan Priest got tangled up coming off the corner. All the cleanup is concluded, and right now the one-to-go signal is being given to the field right now. Christopher Bell will have to restart on the bottom. Kyle Larson goes to the top. Denny Hamlin goes to the bottom. Chase Elliott goes to the top, basically alternating inside and out. And we'll be lined up for the restart. When they come back to the line, it'll be 71 laps to go. Before the flying of the green flag, let's take a sweep down pit road. First, we stop with Steve Post.
Denny Hamlin restarting in the third spot. He came off pit road sixth on that last green, or that caution flag end of stage pit stop, and they had a problem on the right rear of that car. Now, they have two new crew members this week, as a couple are serving a suspension for losing a wheel. That is not the crew member. It is one of the regular tire changes here. A slow right rear stop for Denny Hamlin, and he was out 6th after leading the race at that point. Chris Wilner, what you seeing down there in front of you?
Well, Eric Jones was caught up in that incident. He actually had some hood damage. They were trying to seal the hood to the louver there on the front side of his Toyota Camry. Spent some lengthy amount of time on pit road. Also of note, we heard what happened with Joey Logano on 2 tires in stage 1. Well, another driver, his teammate Austin Cindric, who started at the back of the field, opted to go 2 tires here at the start of stage number 2. So Austin Cindric trying to take a page out of his teammate's book to gain track position and hopefully make his way into a points-paying position here in stage number 2.
Field is lined up 2 by 2, working their way up off of turn number 4 as we get set for the restart here. There'll be 71 laps to go in stage number 2 of the Hollywood Casino 400. Green flag goes back in the air. Christopher Bell on the inside lane gets a good launch. Kyle Larson again struggling just a bit to keep pace as they head to turn 1.
Tremendous start for C. Bell. He will slide up on entry into turn 1, into the path of Kyle Larson, then jump right back down to the bottom. Denny Hamlin down low. Chase Elliott in the middle. Larson up high. Briscoe looking 4 wide. Gets the block thrown.
Here's Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He's all the way down to the inside, coming off the end of the backstretch in a 3-way shuffle for the 5th position, headed for turn 4.
And a shout out to Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Hayek Motorsports. They have cracked their way into the top 10. They're trying to bust their way into the top 5. The problem is they just got passed by Chastain and Briscoe, now trying to keep Bubba Wallace behind them.
He's running the low line and doesn't quite have the momentum built up yet. He's under attack by Bubba Wallace, who is on the comeback trail after a miserable start here this afternoon in Kansas.
Christopher Bell with the race lead. Kyle Larson drops it down to the inside. Chase Elliott climbs up to the high side.
Chase Elliott takes a peek to the outside of Larson. However, Larson has plenty of room, slides back in between he and the race leader Bell. As a matter of fact, Kyle Larson has other plans. He's going to the inside for the top spot.
Kyle Larson grabs that low line and just powers underneath Christopher Bell, slides up the banking, across the nose of Bell. Bell will cross him over. He's right back at him and a nearly touch off too.
Chase Elliott started to move to the inside. Bell got the lane a step quicker. Elliott had to go back to the outside, and Christopher Bell comes away with the lead.
Very entertaining race for the lead here in Kansas. Christopher Bell's mirrors are filled with Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, and Denny Hamlin. It's a 4-car breakaway at lap 97. Larson looking low for the lead in 1.
Took it down below the white line through the dog leg. He is side by side now with Christopher Bell. Bell, though, on the outside has big-time momentum and will hold him off.
So as a result, Bell in the red, white, and black Toyota with the lead by just over a car length. Now Kyle Larson again works his way down toward the white line.
All the way at the bottom is Larson on the progressive banks, turns 3 and 4. Outside lane, race leader Christopher Bell hangs on to the top spot. Chase Elliott is there 3rd. Hamlin is 4th. Bubba Wallace now strong to the inside of Ross Chastain for 5th.
Bubba Wallace for 2311 Racing trying to crack his way into the top 5 for the first time this afternoon. He'll drive under Ross Chastain and get the job done.
Here comes, completes the pass. By the time they get on to the back straightaway, nobody else stepping out of line this time by, with the exception of Kyle Larson again working to the bottom.
Watching Bubba Wallace just painting the line at the bottom of the racetrack. Bold move on the restart has gotten him all the way up to position number 5. You can make the argument, Dave, that Bubba Wallace is in a must-win situation this afternoon in Kansas.
Boy, this has got to be a huge confidence builder, Mike, after being just awful in the early laps of stage 1. They have worked on that car. They've made it better, and he's up to the top 5.
He is in that 5th position and trying to work free of Ross Chastain, who stays with him. Coming back into turn number 3 as that traffic heads off turn 4.
Ross Chastain now will give up a car length to Bubba Wallace as they come up off of turn number 4. The battle for 2nd is on. Here's Chase Elliott now to the inside of Kyle Larson and nearly made contact coming back up the track.
Elliott squeezes his way to the inside of his Hendrick Motorsports teammate. He will outpower him on entry to turn number 1. Put away by a car length off 2.
Here's Kyle Larson trying to regroup and re-rally back to the inside. He draws right alongside of Chase Elliott. Kyle Larson determined to make that lower lane work.
This Hendrick Motorsports battle for the number 2 position is bookended by 2 Joe Gibbs Racing drivers. Christopher Bell is away with the lead. Larson and Elliott going at it for 2nd. Denny Hamlin looking on from position number 4.
And the battle is on again. Chase Elliott slams it in to the bottom of the racetrack. Side by side underneath Kyle Larson. Larson by half a car length.
Here's Larson now. He gets a nose out in front, now moves by to secure the second position. He and Elliott about to be joined by Denny Hamlin.
Yeah, Hamlin just sort of meanders right up to the back bumper and gets there. Here's Elliott now, again to the inside of Kyle Larson. Back and forth they go for the second spot with Hamlin looking on.
Spectacular racing for second and third as Christopher Bell takes advantage of that to pull away with the lead. Again to the inside. Elliott takes the lead. Again, Larson crosses over.
Here he comes, starts a run, now gets back up in the line behind Elliott. Let's see what Larson will do this time back into turn 3. Here he goes again, pins the car to the bottom.
Elliott takes his car to the top while all this racing is going on. Christopher Bell, the race leader, says, boys, get that all over yourself. Race it up all you want. C. Bell Davis pulled away to a 1.3 second lead.
About 15 car lengths the advantage for Bell. It continues hot and heavy behind him. Now it's Denny Hamlin on the attack. Oh, he slides up across the nose of Larson. And Larson had to bail out to avoid turning Hamlin.
As a result, that will allow Bubba Wallace to close in with a rush coming off the end of the backstretch, trying to take fourth from Larson.
Larson's momentum was shot on that maneuver that Dave described. Bubba Wallace is there. He'll pounce all over it. He'll take the spot away from Kyle Larson. Larson, however, regroups, recoils, and ready to strike.
I'm guessing that Larson may have some naughty words on his mind after really getting pitched up to the wall by Denny Hamlin. It cost him all his momentum, cost him third and fourth, but maybe not for long.
Kyle Larson sets back to work to try to make up for the lost ground and the lost position. Here he comes again, bottom side of turn 4.
Bubba Wallace letting it fly on the outside right now. Chris Wilner, he's gained 8 spots on the restart. He is up to 4th on the leaderboard for now. What's the team saying?
What a turnaround from the early start of this race, Mike. Bubba Wallace just earlier in the afternoon saying, I can't drive the race car, it's plowing tight. Well, Charles DeKnight was pretty meticulous in his adjustments, planning for the longer run, and once they got some track position, this car has just come to life. Bubba's been quiet. Freddie Kraft on the radio telling his driver to lock in and go charge toward the front. Bubba doing a nice job. First time in the top 5 all afternoon as he's running fourth, trying to run down third. Steve Post.
Follow up a little bit on Tyler Reddick. He's running in the 20th spot. You guys documented the pit stop, the do-si-do or failed pit stop of communication when Christopher Bell did the 2-tire stop. Bell's team did communicate to Tyler Reddick's team. They feel like they told Tyler. Tyler did not get the message, and that's when Tyler had to check up. Christopher Bell also said that was a near disaster. So communication breakdown is what caused the problem for Tyler Reddick, having to double clutch stop as Christopher Bell did that 2-tire stop. But Bell's team did notify that team that they were making a 2-tire stop.
Tyler Reddick and Bubba Wallace both drive for the same team, 2311 Racing in their Toyotas. And this driver spotlight is presented by Toyota. For the latest Toyota Gazoo racing information, visit tgrna.com.
Hollywood Casino at Kansas Speedway is proud to be your local destination for live sports wagering. Whether you're looking for a great place to eat, the hottest slot machines, or the friendliest dealers, Hollywood Casino at Kansas Speedway has you covered. Along with Penn Play member rewards, Hollywood Casino is your best bet before, during, and on every NASCAR race at Kansas Speedway. Hollywood Casino, Penn Play, and Kansas Speedway, a winning combination.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
56 laps to go in stage number 2 of the Hollywood Casino 400. Christopher Bell, that is the race leader. Chase Elliott hangs on to the second spot, but he does have pressure from behind from third place Denny Hamlin. Bubba Wallace is 4th, and Kyle Larson is 5th. From Kansas Speedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Drivers, start your engines!
Your home for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
Green flag goes in the air and we are underway.
On the NASCAR Racing Network.
2 by 2 by 2. They're about 10 rows deep of double wide racing. Taylor Gray to the bottom. Nick Sanchez outside, and they're crashing mid-pack.
It's the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series on the NASCAR Racing Network.
Go behind the scenes and into the garages of the sport's top teams and drivers on NASCAR Hot Pass.
You know, if you win, then your problems are likely solved.
There's going to be issues with track limits in the S's, right? Because they're just tight.
A normal occurrence is qualifying from 28th to 32nd. That's just something we're going to continue to keep on working on.
It's the latest information you want to know on NASCAR Hot Pass. Weekdays on the Motor Racing Network.
The Motor Racing Network and Ally Bank have partnered to honor women in motorsports. This week, we spotlight Richmond Raceway track president Lori Collier-Warren for her contributions in motorsports.
I grew up here coming to the track with my grandfather. He lived a couple of blocks away with my grandmother. He would park cars here. He couldn't always afford to come here to watch the races, so he would park cars in order to be able to afford it. He would bring me along to supposedly help him. I was not the help that he had hoped for, I'm positive, but it was a nice special time that I would spend with my grandfather, and so that was a fond memory that I had here coming to the track.
The Motor Racing Network honoring women in motorsports was brought to you by Ally Bank.
And we appreciate Lori Collier-Warren's leadership there at the Richmond Raceway in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Ally Bank presents Women in Motorsports. Ally Bank, no matter what you're saving for, whether it be race tickets, a car, or a new home, you need the bank. That's your ally. Ally Bank, member FDIC.
As we were away, a couple of little things took place inside the top 10. First and foremost, the change for second happened. Denny Hamlin got by Chase Elliott. It looked like Elliott just slowed up in the middle of turns 3 and 4. Hamlin drove by to the turn of, 12, 15 car lengths. And in that same sequence, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. off turn number 4 was running in the top 10. He slapped the outside wall, gathered it back up, continued on, no caution. Stenhouse's drop kick now back to the number 14 position, and he has pressure to his inside from Zane Smith.
So while we have the opportunity, 50 laps to go in stage 2, let's give you a full field rundown, let you know where your favorite driver's running. Christopher Bell leads, Denny Hamlin second, Chase Elliott third, Bubba Wallace is fourth, and Kyle Larson is fifth. Sixth is Ross Chastain. Seventh is Chase Briscoe. Eighth is Joey Logano. Ninth is Carson Hocevar. And Ryan Blaney, after starting last earlier today, has just cracked his way into the top 10 and is in the 10th spot.
With Chris Buescher running 11th, Alex Bowman is 12th, and A.J. Allmendinger 13th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 14th. Zane Smith is 15th. Josh Berry goes 16th. Austin Cindric is 17th. Ty Gibbs is 18th. Justin Haley 19th, and Noah Gragson is 20th.
21st is Tyler Reddick. 22nd is Ty Dillon. 23rd is William Byron. 24th is John Hunter Nemechek. Eric Jones is 25th. Shane Van Gisbergen is 26th. Kyle Busch is 27th. Todd Gilliland's 28th. Michael McDowell's 29th. And Brad Keselowski is 30th.
31st is Daniel Suarez. 32nd is Riley Herbst. 33rd is Cole Custer. 34th is Austin Dillon. 35th is Ryan Preece. He is the last car on the lead lap. One lap down in 36th is J.J. Yaley. One car out of the race after a crash back early on lap number 55. Cody Ware will finish today's race in 37th.
After scampering away with a nice lead, Christopher Bell's lead is starting to get smaller lap by lap. Denny Hamlin is slowly starting to track him down and pull away, Dave, from Chase Elliott in the process.
Denny's getting closer, but he's got some work to do. He's still 13, maybe 15 car lengths in the rear, but no question about it. He's starting to lessen that gap to Christopher Bell.
Christopher Bell has hit that spot here in the middle portion of the race where he's been able to work time and time again to the high lane and the banking of turns 3 and 4 and just carries that momentum, but now here comes Hamlin.
Hamlin trying to get a little bit closer. They do have some cars on the horizon. The first one they're going to have to deal with is J.J. Yaley, but Todd Gordon, 46 laps to go here in stage number 2. Will we see these cars on pit road before the end of the stage?
Yeah, I feel like we're 5 or 6 laps away as Ryan Blaney peels off to pit road.
Ryan Blaney is on the pit road. The pit stop will take place at lap 119. He's going to bring Justin Haley with him. Ask and ye shall receive. Green flag pit stops now the order of the day as Ryan Blaney eases into his pit stall in front of Steve Post.
Blaney brings that car in. It's been good, not great, is kind of the way they've been describing it. Despite a little bit of handling across the board. Down to the left side of it now. 4 tires, Sunoco Racing Fuel. Very clean pit stop for Ryan Blaney. We talked about Joey Logano. Chris Wilner, I see Joey Logano going in front of you.
He is. Steve Post will bring his Shell Pennzoil yellow number 22 into his pit stall, radioed to the crew and said, I'm not bad, just need a little bit more on entry. Slight air pressure adjustment, 4 tires and fuel. Bubba Wallace down and away. Boy, what a rocket ship he's had late. Said, leave me alone on the radio. Car is neutral, no adjustments for Bubba Wallace. Steve?
Out here on pit road, it's been a rough day for Kyle Busch. He is into the attention of the crew. They've lost a lap. They gained a lap on a wave around. They just have not had any speed in that race car again. 4 tires, Sunoco Racing Fuel, the call for Randall Burnett as they bring that car back out on the pit road. Chris Williams.
Austin Dillon down and away, but William Byron and Austin Cindric both have completed service. Both of those drivers complaining of tight conditions, but William Byron said, we're just bad. They're taking a big swing at it here as he's down and away with 4 tires and fuel. Steve?
Kyle Larson is in 4 tires, Sunoco Racing Fuel. Pretty happy with the balance on that race car. Down and away for the Hendrick cars. Here's Chase Briscoe in. Still having trouble getting into turn number 1. Chase Briscoe, minor adjustment on that machine. Down and away. Christopher Bell said that the car is just a little bit loose. He wants it tightened up. He is into the attention of Adam Stevens and the crew. They're going to make a minor adjustment there on the chassis. 4 tires, Sunoco Fuel. Denny Hamlin reports good balance on the long run. Here he is, wrapping his pit stop. Chris Wilner.
AJ Allmendinger slid to the attention of his crew, said he was shattering the right front tire. 4 tires and fuel, as too did Ty Gibbs, trying to make his way into the top 10, still struggling with front turn. They made an adjustment on that Toyota.
So green flag pit stop cycles. We're down to 43 to go here in stage number 2. Most all of the front runners have made their pit stop. A handful have yet to do so. Tyler Reddick, Josh Berry, well, they're going to take full opportunity right now. Josh Berry's got the Menards Ford on pit road. Just behind him is the Beast Toyota. Tyler Reddick comes to Steve Post.
Tyler Reddick just opening for a nice, smooth, clean pit stop. It's been an adventure down here, that's for sure. Going to go with the right side tires. Around to the left side now for Tyler Reddick. Pumping half of the jack. Sunoco Racing Fuel is plugged in. Tyler Reddick down and away. Cole Custer is in. Josh Berry is in. More cars in front of you, Chris.
Problems for Eric Jones. They got a loose wheel that rolled out of the pit box as he was trying to leave. Remember, they were recovering after the spin earlier and some of the damage. He's down and away, but problems on that pit stop for Eric Jones.
So those pit stops happening at lap 123. And as we look out onto the racetrack, Bubba Wallace has come out in front of Denny Hamlin. Chase Elliott right there as well. Daniel Suarez takes over the race lead. This is the battle for third right now in turn 2.
Bubba Wallace by about 2 car lengths over Denny Hamlin. Then about 8 more to Chase Elliott. Another 8 to Kyle Larson.
Chase Elliott trying to clear the lap car of J.J. Yaley. He will do that now. And then straight ahead, here's Denny Hamlin trying to take a position away from Bubba Wallace.
He goes to the middle of the racetrack, which is inside of Bubba Wallace. Side by side, these Toyotas come off turn number 4. Again, this is the ongoing battle for the current number 3 position, with Suarez still up front, pre-second in the battle for third in front of Dave.
Here they come into turn number 1. The lap machine of Ryan Priest dead ahead. Hamlin on the inside. Wallace on the outside. Denny tries to squeeze him up high. Bubba fills the hole.
They both stack up to the outside of the Ryan Priest lapped car at the end of the back straightaway. The ongoing battle for third. Denny Hamlin has it by a fender.
So we're waiting for Daniel Suarez to come to pit road. He is the leader right now. Ryan Priest was second. He comes to pit lane. We're describing the battle for third right now between Bubba Wallace and Denny Hamlin.
And it is hot and heavy. Hamlin all the way to the bottom of the racetrack, 17 degrees of banking. Bubba Wallace all the way to the top, 20 degrees of banking. Neither driver able to get an advantage.
They stay door to door off the end of the backstretch with Bubba Wallace regaining the spot. He's got third again. This time Hamlin switching lanes all the way up to the high side.
Daniel Suarez, the current race leader, just passes start-finish. This ongoing fight for the second spot after the pit stops continues now. They just reached the start-finish line. Dave, what was 2 cars has quickly turned into a 4-car battle.
Yeah, momentary breather for Bubba Wallace, but Denny Hamlin's back on the attack. 3 car lengths back to Chase Elliott. Right on his back bumper, Kyle Larson.
Denny Hamlin goes to work again on the backstretch. He draws alongside of Bubba Wallace. This time Hamlin drives deep into turn 3. takes the spot. Wallace dives to the inside.
Christopher Bell was leading at the beginning of this pit cycle, but now finds himself 2 seconds behind the driver in fourth. Todd Gordon, why?
Well, he had a challenge getting to his pit stop. They were in the pit box right in front of the 34 of Todd Gilliland. Todd Gilliland was in his box and had to leave about the time they were coming in. Really kind of messed up the cycle there. Christopher Bell lost a fair amount of time on pit road.
It's just racing, and when you have green flag pit cycles, those are the things you're going to have to battle, and it has cost Christopher Bell and his team to the tone of a lot of track position. Talking about second place battle, Hamlin has it. He is 5.9 seconds behind current leader Daniel Suarez, who is yet to make the pit stop. This battle goes back to turn one.
Hamlin's gotten out of Dodge and gotten away from that three-man battle behind him between Chase Elliott, Bubba Wallace, and Kyle Larson. Those three are swapping spots about every corner.
Chase Elliott goes to third, at least for the time being, but Bubba Wallace is on the march again. Here comes Bubba. He's right down next to the white line.
Off the corner they come. Here's Daniel Suarez. He will make the move to pit road, and that will turn the lead now back to Denny Hamlin, who was pulled away from Chase Elliott by just about a second. You've got Elliott right behind Hamlin, trying to fend off Bubba Wallace and Kyle Larson in this position. That's raging at lap 130.
Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options now available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-885-6688. 800-885-6688. 800-885-6688. National Debt Relief, the official debt relief partner of NASCAR.
Fastest car on the racetrack right now is Christopher Bell in position number 5. He is 2.5 seconds behind race leader Denny Hamlin. Right now, Hamlin leads with 135 laps to go in the race. Chase Elliott, Bubba Wallace, Kyle Larson, the aforementioned Christopher Bell round out the top 5. From Kansas Speedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Black Buffalo products are intended for adults age 21 and older who are consumers of nicotine or tobacco.
Hey, it's Ryan Blaney, 2023 NASCAR Cup Series champion. If you know me, I did Black Buffalo Long Cut. Black Buffalo is America's only credible smokeless tobacco alternative. Black Buffalo was established in America in 2015, and it dips just like the real thing, without the tobacco leaf or stem. You can find Black Buffalo at thousands of retailers across the USA near you. Black Buffalo Tobacco Alternative. If it's everything you love about dip, nothing you don't.
Hello? Hey, it's your man Tank. Watching you hold back tears swallowing that celery stick. It's a hard sight to see, Tim.
I'm almost done. Just let me get this down.
Stop it, man. Seriously. We don't have to do this to us.
You're right. I hate veggies so much. How can I be more like you?
Hey, buddy, I am you. Just full of meat. Jack Link's Beef Jerky. Official meat snack of NASCAR. Feed your wild side.
Back at Kansas Speedway, we continue under the green flag in this sector of racing here in the Hollywood Casino 400. Denny Hamlin has been strong here today. Right now, he has muscled his way back to the lead and has extended his lead by 1.5 seconds. Let's give you a mid-race update presented by T-Mobile. T-Mobile, it's better over here. See how at T-Mobile.com/magenta status.
We've had 11 official lead changes at the start-finish line among 9 different drivers. Denny Hamlin's led the most laps today, a total of 64. Christopher Bell's led 38 circuits. Chase Briscoe has led 19 laps. We've been slowed by caution today just 3 times for a total of 17 laps. First came out on lap 55 when Cody Ware hit the wall in turn number 3. The second caution on lap 80 for the conclusion of stage number 1, which was won by Denny Hamlin. And the third caution on lap 89 for a two-car crash off turn number 4 involving John Hunter Nemechek and Ryan Preece. 28 laps to go here in stage number 2 with Denny Hamlin up front.
Field was on the pit lane about 15 or 16 laps or so ago to receive their service. Let's get an update now in the wake of those pit stops. First, we check in with Steve Post.
Yeah, Ross Chastain just having a very solid day right now in the 6th spot. He started in the 9th position, and that car has been really good. He wished he had just a little bit more raw speed, but overall happy with the car. One time they were a little tight, one time they were a little loose, but that was nickel and dime ticky-tack things. Very happy with the race car. Had a chance to talk to Phil Surgeon, and they've really had a good feeling about today. He said, if we get through Saturday, we feel good about our race conditions. They qualified in the 9th spot, as we said, and they felt good about the race car. Need to make it a little bit better. They need to go faster. They're 1 spot out of the playoffs. They were 12 coming in. I think they're 7, 8, or 9. They're under 10, so they've closed in a little bit. Of course, a lot can happen here over the final portion of the race, but a really solid day for Ross Chastain. He's the defending winner of this race, and the last time we raced on a 1.5-mile racetrack, the Coca-Cola 600, he was a winner there. So they're feeling pretty good and putting together a solid day for Chastain. Chris Wilner, what are you looking at?
Well, it's been fun, Steve, to watch some of the Hendrick drivers battle up towards the front. We're talking about Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson in the top 5. But one driver not having any fun today out of the Hendrick Motorsports camp has been William Byron. The good news is he came into Kansas plus 47 to the good in 2nd in the championship. But today he's been a non-factor. Came over the radio several times over the course of the afternoon saying this car is horrible. I don't even know what to tell you, Rudy, as crew chief, about how to fix it. I just can't drive it. Rudy Fugle now going from crew chief to therapist, saying we will do what we can on the pit box. You do everything you can behind the wheel. We still have a lot of racing left, but keep fighting. So William Byron not happy aboard that Hendrick Chevrolet, just trying to soldier on, buried in the 22nd position.
And Chris said he came in 47 points to the good. He's lost more than half of that tally so far in today's race. He's back to 6th in the championship grid, only 22 points to the good.
So I just switched to Straight Talk Wireless.
Uh-oh, we just ran out of gas.
Great, gives us time to watch the race.
You know the next town is 50 miles away, right?
Don't worry, I have real unlimited data now.
But how are we going to get out of here?
We got about 200 laps before we need to figure that out.
Get a free 5G phone with select plans and real unlimited data only for a limited time at Straight Talk. Available at your local Walmart and straighttalk.com. Straight Talk is an official partner of NASCAR. Taxes and fees apply. Require single line activation on a qualifying plan for network management practices. Visit straighttalk.com. Copyright 2025 Verizon. NASCAR is a registered trademark of the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, LLC.
Hello?
Hey, it's your man tank again. I just talked to the taste buds. We're all worried about you, Tim.
What do you mean? I love eating veggies. The crunch, I've never felt better.
You sure?
I think so.
You're really sure?
Yeah, man. Seriously.
You're not doing this to me, Tim. You're doing this to us. Just rip open some jerky, all right? Jack Link's Beef Jerky, official meat snack of NASCAR. Feed your wild side.
Challenge and change for the number 2 spot off turn number 4. Christopher Bell takes that spot from Chase Elliott, who drops back to 3rd. Kyle Larson 4th. Bubba Wallace is 5th. Everybody continues to chase Denny Hamlin. 22 laps to go in stage number 2 from Kansas Speedway. This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Do you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is letting everyone know about great debt relief options now available to help people with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of your credit card debt. Get a free debt relief consultation when you call 800-212-2828. 800-212-2828. That's 800-212-2828.
You've never been one to idly watch someone else do something for you. There's pride in self-reliance, in working with your hands, in harnessing the power of an E3 spark plug with Diamond Fire technology yielding better engine performance. You have a choice to make. Take control of your ride, of your life, or be the passenger princess of it. Visit e3sparkplugs.com to put the power in your hands.
We welcome you back to the Hollywood Casino 400 on a beautiful sun-drenched Kansas City, Kansas day here at Kansas Speedway. Temperatures in the mid-80s. Matter of fact, upper 80s. 88 degrees here in late September in Kansas. These fans are basking in this sunshine as they're watching a great race. 19 to go here in stage number 2. So let's revisit some of the keys to winning the race, presented by Progressive Insurance. Insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs. For protection on the road and on the water, see how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com.
Yeah, the first thing I had was fine balance and speed in multiple lanes. We see cars racing all over this surface. And driving forward, bottom, top, we've seen guys really working at this. The guys that are up front, they've found that balance. Second piece I had, execute on pit road. We've had a couple mistakes. Tyler Reddick's had a situation, had to back up to his pit stall, had a slow stop, had to change tires back. We've got to execute on pit road and get yourself in position to be forward. The third piece, and this one's been very quiet. I'm curious to see where it is. Manage your tire pressures. Thought that we'd see some crew chiefs flirting with being too low, especially with green flag cycles. Knock, knock, knock. So far, we've not seen any tire problems.
Right now, we are clean and green in the tire problem department here in the Hollywood Casino 400, but we have been entertained with some great racing over the course of the 148 laps that we have completed this afternoon. And one battle in particular is the battle for the third position. It involves a couple of teammates, Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott. Now, they have faded from the Joe Gibbs Racing teammates in Denny Hamlin and Christopher Bell for second. But, Dave, the fans are not underserved in the quality of entertainment in this battle for third.
No, they certainly are not. It's been an ongoing battle back and forth. For the moment, Larson has the advantage by about a car length over Chase Elliott.
Then you've got the lap car of Daniel Suarez right behind Elliott, who's got speed. He's been able to stay with them. Only problem, he's not on the lead lap. That battle for third continues off the corner.
Denny Hamlin about to lead his 77th lap of today's race. In that 77 laps that he's led has taken him over 16,000 laps led in his NASCAR Cup Series career. He's now the 12th driver in history to lead more than 16,000 laps at this level. So we're getting down to it. 15 to go here in stage number 2, so we are past the halfway point in today's race.
Denny Hamlin has had this race in control for the majority of the afternoon. He's led over half the laps run in this race, 78 right now, and he continues to lead by 1.4 seconds as we're drawing to conclusion of stage number 2.
Here's the tale of the daily Medfill, same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap Good RX, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. Deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang, that one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check Good RX. Good RX is not insurance.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot with a stranger and some blind trust? That era is over. Now with Secure Purchase, eBay isn't just where you find your car. It's where you buy it, start to finish. Title, financing, registration, delivery, it's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure Purchase is powered by Caramel Dealer Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
No changes in the top 5 while we were away. Denny Hamlin's lead still stabilized at 1.3 seconds. Christopher Bell, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, and Bubba Wallace are the top 5 from Kansas Speedway. This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
You're a pro. You can make a 5-ton HVAC condenser purr like a sleeping kitten. Weeds cower at your mere presence. The only thing cleaner than your clients' homes is your reputation. So why is a pro like you still stuck in the endless cycle of paperwork, scheduling, spreadsheets, and chasing invoices? Automate your office and get back to what you love with Jobber, the all-in-one tool that fits your entire office in your back pocket. Start your free trial today at jobber.com.
Every time the siren sounds or lights flash, someone's life is on the line. At Wheelan Engineering, we know first responders carry that weight every day. That's why for over 70 years, we've led the emergency warning industry, designing and manufacturing the lights, sirens, and safety systems they trust right here in America. Because when the mission is critical, there's no room for second best. Wheelan Engineering, trusted to protect first responders.
Stop to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Ten laps to go in stage 2 of the Hollywood Casino 400 here at the Kansas Speedway. Let's give you a mid-race update presented by Wendy's. Get 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers plus fries and drink with a Wendy's $8 JBC meal deal. Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain the discount. Individual items at regular price. Wendy's is the home of the #1 bacon cheeseburger in QSR based on servings per independent national marketing research company.
11 lead changes among 9 different drivers so far in today's race. Denny Hamlin, the current race leader, has led the most. He's led 84 circuits. Christopher Bell, right now at this point in the race, is second. Kyle Larson goes third, Chase Elliott fourth, and Bubba Wallace is fifth. Mike, we're getting down to the end of stage number 2. Valuable points on the line. Top 10 finishers coming up in 7 more laps will earn championship points.
Right now we are witnessing a flex from Joe Gibbs Racing. Denny Hamlin has been on rails all day, got shuffled back after a challenge on pit road there, but was able to work his way back to the front. And Davey has taken command again of this race. This race, this style of race, slipping and sliding as it were, seems to play into the wheelhouse of one Denny Hamlin.
Well, he's pretty good no matter what kind of a race it is, but yes, tracks like this have been his forte over the years. And Kurt Becker, he's hitting his marks in every corner here today.
And as a result, he has not only led here at this portion of the race, but is led by a sizable margin. To be specific, about 20 car lengths back to teammate Christopher Bell.
There'll be 6 laps to go in the stage this time by. It's Hamlin the leader, Christopher Bell second, Kyle Larson third, Chase Elliott fourth, Bubba Wallace is fifth, Chase Briscoe is sixth. The ongoing battle has been for 7th. 2 drivers have been trading that spot back and forth, lap after lap for the last 6 consecutive laps. It is Joey Logano and Ross Chastain.
For the moment the spot lands in the hands of Joey Logano, he's running smack dab in the middle of the banking here in turns 1 and 2. Chastain revs it up tight in the outside lane.
Those two, they go onto the backstretch now and continue their battle. Here's Chastain. He will change lanes. He drives deep into the corner, right down next to the white line to grab the spot.
Ford and Chevy battle for this position continues. 7th position up for grabs. The Chevy of Chastain had the advantage going into turn number 3, but Dave Logano uses the high lane out of Ford to reclaim that lost spot.
Powers back around Ross Chastain and again runs middle of the racetrack through turns 1 and 2. Chastain with a big head of momentum in the high line will close back in on the backstretch.
Here he comes again, Chastain. He will continue that momentum all the way back at the entrance of turn 3. Different plan of attack this time. Chastain goes to the high side, leaving Logano in the middle lanes.
Logano now will slide up across the nose of that orange Chevrolet of Ross Chastain. Chastain's not going to play there very long. He wants to go right back by Joey Logano. Again, this is the ongoing fight for 7th.
Joey varying his line this time will go all the way to the top of the racetrack. That will take the air off the nose of the Ross Chastain Chevrolet and allow Joey to hang on to the lead.
Ross Chastain trying any number of methods to try to get around Logano. He's done as much as get a fender out in front of him, but Logano has always been able to rally back and secure the spot.
This race that we're describing is happening 11.3 seconds behind race leader Denny Hamlin, who right now is tied up with Brad Keselowski in some lap traffic off turn 2.
Here he comes, the race leader Denny Hamlin. He checks to his right. Keselowski is still there. Hamlin still trying to dispose of that slower machine. Gets alongside of him and starts to edge forward off the corner.
Keselowski's trying to stay on the end of the tail end of the lead lap. We're down to 2 laps to go in the stage. He is being very feisty on the outside lane with race leader Denny Hamlin with Christopher Bell closing in.
Keselowski said everything but swat Denny Hamlin with yesterday's newspaper, and Denny can't quite get by. Brad Keselowski hanging tough in that outside line.
Keselowski, his Ford, powers up again to the outside of Hamlin's Toyota. Here's Hamlin, the leader, still trying to get around Keselowski. Goes back to work, still trying to put him a lap down.
Brad Keselowski is the fly in Denny Hamlin's ointment right now. Hamlin will finally slide across the nose of Keselowski, but that's allowed Christopher Bell to close in. 1 lap to go in stage number 2. Denny Hamlin takes him back to the corner.
We'll see how quickly Christopher Bell can do away with Brad Keselowski. Brad this time around goes all the way to the bottom. Top is open. Christopher Bell will take the spot.
Here he comes. Bell with that second position moves on by. He's 5 car lengths back of Denny Hamlin, who's already coming into turn 3. Bell keeps pedaling hard all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack.
One last-ditch effort for Christopher Bell up off turn number 4. Can't quite get there. Green and white checkered flag is in the air from Shannon Bednarik. Stage number 2 comes to an end, and Denny Hamlin sweeps the 2 stages here this afternoon. Christopher Bell will finish the stage 2nd. Kyle Larson will be 3rd. Chase Elliott will be 4th. Chase Briscoe will be 5th. Bubba Wallace 6th. Joey Logano 7th. Ross Chastain 8th. Ryan Blaney 9th. And Alex Bowman finishes stage 2 in position number 10. The top 10 stage points finishers are presented by GoodRx. For simple, smart savings on your prescriptions, check GoodRx. Go to GoodRx.com or download the free GoodRx app.
The post-crib assembly press conference, brought to you by Progressive.
Michael, you had some trouble putting the crib together today. What went wrong?
You know, those instructions can be tough, and, well, you saw the outcome.
Were you upset when your wife pulled you and called in the backup?
No, I mean, the baby needs a crib to sleep in, so whatever it takes.
You've got a changing table to put together next. It's got a lot of drawers. What's your comment?
You know what? We're done here.
Like it or not, sometimes you need a backup. That's why there's Progressive to protect your home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
NASCAR history. What I learned from Ken Squire, Barney Hall, and Ned Jarrett, I could never repay. Ken never told me what to say or what not to say. I learned very quickly that I was never going to be another Ken Squire. I don't think anybody could rise to that level.
Motor Racing Network's NASCAR Live presents podcasts 50 years of MRN. Jeff Gordon, A Colorful Career, the 1993 season, Junior's Journey, and more. Search for NASCAR Live on your favorite podcast platform.
From Kansas Speedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Championship weekend is coming back to the desert.
Let's get this party started.
4 title races in 3 days means there will be a buzz in the air all weekend long. Whether from the grandstands, the infield experience, or the hillside, this is your chance to witness history and make championship caliber memories for the whole family. NASCAR Championship Weekend at Phoenix Raceway, October 31st through November 2nd. Get your tickets now at PhoenixRaceway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
Don't miss a moment of the NASCAR season.
Chastain drove it and never lifted. Put it against the safer barrier and all the way around the turn. Passes Denny Hamlin.
Check out the Motor Racing Network's coverage of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and the NASCAR Cup Series on hundreds of local radio stations around the country. Find your local station by going to MRN.com to catch the excitement of NASCAR on the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
We welcome you back to Kansas Speedway and the Hollywood Casino 400 for the NASCAR Cup Series. As NASCAR returns to its backyard next week, our friends at Spire Motorsports invite you to join them for their annual Fan Day, Thursday, October 2nd, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. This year's event includes an autograph session with drivers Justin Haley, Michael McDowell, Carson Hocevar, Rajah Caruth, and Tristan McKee. Other attractions include raffles, prizes, free swag, food samples, team show cars on display, and so much more. Once again, it's the Spire Motorsports Fan Day, Thursday, October 2nd, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Spire Motorsports headquarters in Mooresville, North Carolina.
Field comes out of turn number 4. Pit road is open, and these pit stops will be taking place at lap 169. Denny Hamlin brings the field to pit road. Chase Elliott is in front of Chris.
He finished 4th in the stage. Mike said the best I've ever been was that run, but I feel like I'm still a little hard on the right rear tire. Alan Gustafson going to make a slight adjustment. 4 tires, Sunoco fuel. Austin Cindric is in. Ty Gibbs both complaining of tight race car. Joey Logano said it was building tight, but boy, we're doing an awfully good day after starting at the back of the field. And Bubba Wallace said it's just unpredictable. I can't run at the top. We found the limit on the free side. 4 tires, Sunoco fuel and adjustment. Steve Post.
Ross Chastain was in the car, got very loose on that run for Ross Chastain. 4-tire Sunoco Racing fuel. That was a good pit stop for Denny Hamlin. He won the battle off from pit road. Car got a little free up off from the corner, a little tight in the center of the corner. Listening to the conversation of Chase Briscoe, he just still cannot get down in the corner. They're going to try to free him up in the middle so that he feels like he can get down in the corner. James Small and Chase Briscoe working on the car, just trying to make it a little bit better. These pit stops, lap 168, this end of stage number 2.
So that will give us 99 laps to go in today's Hollywood Casino 400 after yet another round of pit stops.
Just like a pit crew helps a driver reach victory lane, Ally helps you reach your financial goals. Ally has tools like savings buckets to keep your savings on track and savings boosters to put a little extra gas in your tank. Visit Ally.com to learn more about how you can grow your money fast. Savings buckets and boosters are features of the Ally Bank savings account. Ally Bank, member FDIC.
So you're a Toyota Cup driver and you just made it to the playoffs. Now all you have to do is win. Easy. Just turn left, right? That, and start strong, take off, reach 200 miles per hour, maintain a good position, no big deal, lap again, time your pit stops, steer clear of accidents, talk to your crew chief like your best friend, and most importantly, turn left. Easy, right? You in? Get up to speed at tgrna.com. Toyota, let's go places. NASCAR is a registered trademark of the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, LLC.
From Kansas Speedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
We are the voice of NASCAR.
The green flag is in the air, and we are underway. The Great American Race.
The Motor Racing Network. NASCAR Cup, Xfinity, and Craftsman Truck Series Racing live on your hometown radio station and MRN or NASCAR.com. Martinsville, Talladega, the Chicago Street Course. We have the side-by-side action and last lap passes for the win.
Photo finishes. Ryan Blaney will win.
The voice of NASCAR, the Motor Racing Network.
This is Kyle Larson.
I'm David Grau.
Hi, I'm Donnie Shaw.
This is Brian Brown.
This is Danny Dietrich.
Wing Nation is your go-to destination for all the latest sprint car news and interviews from the stars of sprint car racing from around the country. This is Steve Post. Aaron Evernham, Ashley Strummy, and I will have all the latest news, insights, and conversations on Wing Nation's YouTube or Facebook pages, or listen and download and subscribe to Wing Nation on any podcast platform.
Wing Nation.
Wing Nation.
Wing Nation.
Wing Nation.
Wing Nation, all sprint cars, all the time.
Working caution for the fourth time in the Hollywood Casino 400 with Denny Hamlin being scored the race leader. He's led the most laps so far, a total of 98 of the 170 that have been complete. And here's a look at the Beefaroo stage preview presented by Beefaroo. Race fans, Beefaroo is giving you the chance to win big all season long. Download the Beefaroo app and enter for a shot at winning VIP race experiences, exclusive merch, and a meet and greet with Noah Gregson. Download the Beefaroo app now and enter for your chance to win. It's time to race to Beefaroo. Todd?
This is the longest stage of the race, but not by a ton more. Probably be 95 green flag laps when we take the green, somewhere in that range. That puts us at just needing to split it in half, somewhere around 40, maybe going a little long. Most everybody on pit road should have 2 sets of stickers left. That leaves them 1 to split it and 1 for a caution that comes at some point.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Motor Racing Network. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Motor Racing Network. The NASCAR Cup Series is racing today at the Kansas Speedway. Motor Racing Network is here with live coverage of the Hollywood Casino 400. Mike Bagley alongside Alex Hayden and Todd Gordon. Dave Moody and Kurt Becker are in the corners. It's Steve Post and Chris Wilner in the pits and in the garage. If you're just tuning in, lap 170 is on the scoreboard. Field is coming out of turn number 4. We'll be getting the 1 to go signal. We'll be going back under the green flag. When that happens, that'll leave us 95 laps to settle. Today's Hollywood Casino 400.
Denny Hamlin, the first to the line to choose what lane to restart in. He immediately goes to the bottom side of the racetrack. That's been the dominant lane for the restarts. Second place, Chase Elliott will go top side. Third place, Christopher Bell in his Toyota Camry XSE goes to the top side of the racetrack. Fourth to choose, Kyle Larson. He'll opt for the bottom side of the speedway. So Todd, not necessarily a surprise to see Denny go to the bottom, but what about Christopher Bell going to the top side in the second row?
I would look to see if he takes him 3 wide into turn 1 to try to get up top and get out front. We've seen that third lane actually make momentum from rows back. See how Christopher Bell plays out this restart.
They continue to double up for the restart as they work their way out of turn number 2 and on to the back straightaway. You know, we've had a lot of presence with Chase Elliott inside of the top 5. He's taken a run at the Toyota of Denny Hamlin, but that Denny Hamlin Toyota Camry has been in full flex mode since the dropping of the green flag 171 laps ago.
And he's done it on different things. With 2 tire changes, he's been able to maintain pace. He's done it also with a 4 Goodyear tire change. They've had a good car. They can run the bottom side of the progressive banking. They can run the middle. They can run the top. They can run down on the apron here on the front side of the racetrack. And Denny Hamlin, again, has been the dominator. Coming to the line, he'll lead his 100th lap of the 172 that have been complete.
Toyota Super Safety Car getting ready to come to pit road and does so right now. That'll leave Denny Hamlin and Chase Elliott to inch their way closer to the restart zone. They are in it now. Green flag flies, and we are back at it here at the Kansas Speedway. Denny Hamlin up to the gearbox. He's going to pull out in front from Chase Elliott, although Elliott rallies back on the outside.
Elliott's right there alongside as they hit the banking in turn 1, and as expected, Christopher Bell looking to go 3 wide to the outside. Can't get it done. They're 2 by 2.
Denny Hamlin to the inside and Chase Elliott to the outside. The battle for the lead. Christopher Bell is right there. Chase Briscoe thought about stacking them 3 wide and ran out of racetrack.
He did. He gives up a little bit of momentum, slides back just a bit. Christopher Bell will swing by on the outside. Up front, Chase Elliott will grab the lead. There is a penalty handed out to Brad Keselowski. He's being penalized for fueling twice as the free pass car, and that's a 1-lap penalty, Todd.
Correct. You can do that as a normal car, but as the free pass, you're only allowed the first time down pit road to put fuel in the car. Putting fuel in the second time gives your penalty, basically gives your lap back.
Chase Elliott has just claimed the lead. Denny Hamlin to second. Christopher Bell third. Chase Briscoe fourth. Bubba Wallace rounding out the top 5. Here comes Bubba off the corner. His mirrors are filled with Kyle Larson. Further back, Ross Chastain almost runs Alex Bowman into the outside wall.
Chastain almost got into the fence, and Bowman had a wheel up on the outside of Ross. Everybody gets away with no harm done. Here comes Joey Logano right behind them, powering around Ty Gibbs.
All of that going on from the 10th position on back. Ty Gibbs is there. A.J. Allmendinger is part of that battle. All the way down next to the white line in turn 3.
Ryan Blaney will take full advantage and bypass both of them further up. Here's a challenge for second. Christopher Bell got by Denny Hamlin. Hamlin returns the favor. He'll look to the outside of Bell for the runner-up position.
C. Bell goes about a groove up off the bottom of the racetrack. Denny Hamlin all the way to the safer barrier. Side by side, the battle for the number 2 position.
It continues onto the backstretch with Denny Hamlin now starting to inch forward. Now he reclaims that second position, and Hamlin sets his sights on leader Chase Elliott.
They come out of turn number 4. Elliott's pulled away with a 3-car length lead. Denny Hamlin now having reassumed the second spot in full pursuit of the race leader, Christopher Bell. Briscoe, Wallace running out the top 5.
Chase Briscoe about 5 car lengths back off the rear bumper of the Christopher Bell machine. He's got his hands full of Bubba Wallace.
Here they come now off turn number 2 and onto the back straightaway. No one steps out of line this time by. Wallace stays in line. Larson behind him. Briscoe straight ahead as they all go to turn 4.
Here in the Hollywood Casino 400 at Kansas Speedway. Joined by a good friend of the network, Paul Dolshaw, General Manager, Motorsports and Sponsorships, Toyota Motor North America. How are you this afternoon, sir?
Doing great. Running better, so it's great to see out here. Great amount of people out here today. Great weather, so excited about the race.
Yeah, absolutely right about this. I understand Kansas Speedway is what we can consider your home racetrack, isn't it?
Absolutely. Born and raised here, so went to college at Pittsburgh State just south of here, so coming back is great. Get to see friends and family and hopefully experience a nice victory lane or two.
One of the things that has always been exciting is Hero Fund USA. Toyota sponsoring that or supporting that for the 4th straight year. Give our listeners some insight about this.
Yeah, the Hero Fund USA, our local Kansas City Toyota Dealer Association and our regional office here have been supporting that a lot. It's a great organization. There's a lot of charities out there that will help after a disaster, and that's fantastic, and we've been part of that as well. But it's great to also have a charity that helps supply first responders with the equipment that they need to do the life-saving efforts that they do. So we were out this morning, and our Kansas City Regional Office was able to give a check for $10,000 to help with that. local effort, so it really impacts the local community here, which we'd love to be a part of.
Of course, yesterday in the NASCAR Xfinity Series here at Kansas Speedway in the Kansas Lottery 300, you had a Toyota GR Supra go to victory lane with Brandon Jones aboard. Your Truck Series operation there is having a fantastic season. Corey Heim has been the dominator, and of course, what's been going on in the NASCAR Cup Series speaks for itself here in the playoffs. The outlook for Toyota Racing to win some championships this year is pretty good.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's a race by race. You can dominate the first 3 races of the playoffs like we did, and then you come into New Hampshire and you struggle a little bit, and then come back here. It's an up and down thing, and it's a heart attack every week, and we're just trying to get through. I'll be happy when we get to Phoenix, and hopefully we've got 1 or 2, maybe 3 cars fighting for a championship, and just give it everything we have.
I can't imagine what it's like on the manufacturer side as you watch this go on with the fingernail biting that goes on in the playoffs. You've done everything you can, all the tools you can give these race teams. Now you're just like us. You got to sit and wait and watch this thing out.
Yeah, every one of them that has the Toyota logo on the hood, you just want to make sure that they're having the best day possible and that there's everything going right for them. And when something goes wrong, like Eric with the tire, dude, you're just like, your heart sinks for him. And it's just like watching your kids out there. You want everybody to do well, but only one's getting the trophy.
We know Tyler Reddick and the Toyota had some pit miscues earlier, but they have rebounded. They're back inside the top 10, and a pretty good race car here when it matters the most. Still 85 to go in the race. Paul, thank you again, as always, for your continued support with NASCAR and the Motor Racing Network.
Yeah, I appreciate everything you guys do. Listening to you guys when I'm not at a race is one of the highlights of the weekend. So appreciate all the effort, and keep it up.
Paul Dolshaw, General Manager, Motorsports and Sponsorships, Toyota Motor North America.
4 Toyotas in the top 5 right now, and one of them is trying to reclaim the lead. Denny Hamlin has basically crawled into the trunk of Chase Elliott.
All over Elliott's back bumper. Chase will go to the top of the racetrack into turn 1. Denny midway on the banking off turn 2. Didn't get it done. He'll fall back in line.
Chase Elliott, the light blue Chevrolet, stays at the front of the field, has the advantage, stretches it out by a couple of car lengths coming back into turn 3, and Elliott will work all the way up to the top of turn 4.
Yeah, Chase Elliott is there. He slides up across the car or rather, a few car lengths rather, on Denny Hamlin, who is second. Again, harken back to Kansas Speedway back in the month of May. Chase Elliott was leading late in the event. Last pit stop, they had a bad scenario take place, ended up finishing 15th. Feel like they have something to prove here at Kansas Speedway.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro. On them, it's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate Pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
24 monthly bill credits on experience beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits ended, balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel finance agreement iPhone 17 Pro, 256 gigs, $1,099.99, and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Oak Cliff Speed Test Intelligence data 1H2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Chase Elliott, the race leader, by 6 car lengths over Denny Hamlin, who's second, Christopher Bell third. Bubba Wallace is fourth, and Chase Briscoe rounds out the top 5. 80 laps to go in today's race. From Kansas Speedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Hi, folks. Kyle Petty here. I want to tell you about a place that's dear to my heart, Victory Junction. It's a year-round camp that gives kids with complex medical and physical conditions life-changing experiences that are fun, empowering, and always free for families. Please help Victory Junction support kids who need it the most by making a donation today. Any amount will help kids attend camp for free. Help make a difference by visiting victoryjunction.org/donate.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple-header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't-miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
We welcome you back to the Hollywood Casino 400 on a sun-drenched Kansas City day as we race here in the closing laps. 78 to go in today's race. The Xfinity fastest lap of the race so far belongs to Denny Hamlin with a speed of 176.632 miles per hour. He did that back on lap number 2. If it stands, they'll claim the Xfinity Fastest Lap Award and earn 1 championship point. Sign up today for a super fast connection to NASCAR and never miss a second of the action. Learn more at Xfinity.com.
Watching a good battle for the 10th position right now between Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney. That battle's been toggling back and forth lap after lap. That is after a rough Saturday for the both of them. Ryan Blaney hit the wall in turn 2 during practice. Joey Logano had a flat right rear. They qualified 35th and 37th respectively, and right now they are trying to crack their way into the top 10, racing for that 10th position. It comes out of turn 4 right now. Dave, it is separated by a car length, but considering how the weekend started, a tip of the cap to these two drivers just trying to fight their way into the top 10 with 76 to go.
Absolutely so. It's been a very respectful battle for position, but a fierce one to say the least. Ryan Blaney dogging the tire tracks of Joey Logano.
The pair beginning to close up behind the car of Carson Hocevar by the time they come back into turn 3. So both Logano and Blaney now right down to the inside.
That race is happening 7.7 seconds behind race leader Chase Elliott. 75 laps remain.
Hollywood Casino at Kansas Speedway is proud to be your local destination for live sports wagering. Whether you're looking for a great place to eat, the hottest slot machines, or the friendliest dealers, Hollywood Casino at Kansas Speedway has you covered. Along with Penn Play member rewards, Hollywood Casino is your best bet before, during, and on every NASCAR race at Kansas Speedway. Hollywood Casino, Penn Play, and Kansas Speedway, a winning combination.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Black Buffalo products are intended for adults aged 21 and older who are consumers of nicotine or tobacco.
Hey, it's Ryan Blaney, 2023 NASCAR Cup Series champion. If you know me, I did Black Buffalo Long Cut. Black Buffalo is America's only credible smokeless tobacco alternative. Black Buffalo was established in America in 2015, and it dips just like the real thing, without the tobacco leaf or stem. You can find Black Buffalo at thousands of retailers across the USA near you. Black Buffalo Tobacco Alternative. If it's everything you love about dip, nothing you don't.
Chase Elliott keeping Denny Hamlin at arm's length right now with 73 to go. Elliott leads Hamlin with Christopher Bell, Bubba Wallace, and Chase Briscoe, the rest of the top 5. From Kansas Speedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about.
Win at Talladega.
Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes.
Gotta go.
Throw in a can't miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
Looking for motorsports coverage you can't find anywhere else? Look no further than the Motor Racing Network's lineup of weekly podcasts. NASCAR news and interviews on NASCAR Live and NASCAR Live Wide Open. NASCAR Cup Series Insight on Crew Call. NASCAR Grassroots Racing News and Talk on NASCAR Coast to Coast. And Sprint Car Talk on Winged Nation. All these and more available on podcast platforms and MRN.com.
71 laps to go in the Hollywood Casino 400. We have a new leader. The challenge and change happened in front of Kurt Becker.
The challenge issued by Denny Hamlin. He was running second coming back into turn number 3. He had been following Chase Elliott for the last several laps, with Elliott running the high line right up next to the safer barrier. But that time by, Denny Hamlin just gently made the move to the left, worked on by the time they got off 4, he was in front as the new leader.
He has, and he'll reassume the lead now for the 4th time in today's race. Hamlin leads, Elliott is second, Christopher Bell, Bubba Wallace, Chase Briscoe make up the top 5. Time now for a mid-race update presented by Wendy's. Get 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers plus fries and drink with Wendy's $8 JBC meal deal. Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain the discount. Individual items at regular price. Wendy's is the home of the #1 bacon cheeseburger in QSR based on servings per independent national marketing research company.
Steve Post.
There we go. Okay, got tripped up over a tire down here, guys, wandering up and down pit road. Let's talk a little bit about Tyler Reddick. He's had more problems than I have on pit road. Back on lap number 59, they had a right rear slow pit stop, and they lost a whole lot of position there, went to the back of the field. Then came the real debacle. That was at the end of stage number 1. When Christopher Bell was pitted just behind him, he did a 2-tire stop, and Tyler literally had to stop in the middle of pit road, wait for pit road to clear, and then back into his position. They keep working on this race car, and they're very happy with it right now. As a matter of fact, they just talked about these are the best laps of the day they've ran. They've rallied back. When they got done with all of those shenanigans, they were 20th. Right now they're sitting in the 8th spot, and they actually have a car that they feel like they can right now climb into the top 5. So Tyler Reddick, a really good recovery by this Billy Scott left team after what was a brutal start on pit road. Chris Wilner, how about in front of you?
Well, a little tip of the cap for Carson Hocevar. Haven't talked much about him today. Just lost the top 10 to Joey Logano just a couple of laps ago, but has been solidly in the top 12 this whole race long. Qualified 6th. The driver coming in here with 4 straight top 15 finishes. Talked to him a little bit ago before the race today, and he said, I'm just happy that we finally are bringing consistent speed to the racetrack, and they're starting to put races together. Now, they still have a little ways to go today, but a top 12, top 10 finish would be huge for Carson Hocevar. And just up the road is Joey Logano. We talked about it pre-race. He was pretty candid, saying, I don't even know if stage points were going to be an option today, starting at the rear of the field. Well, they've checked that box already. Paul Wolf has him in strong top 10 contention, running 10th right now. And for Joey Logano, this is what champions are made of, this whole team. It's making a solid day when the odds are stacked against you like they were starting at the rear of the field. So another good performance for Joey Logano. Still not happy yet, still struggling with some tight conditions, but they'll get one more crack at it here before the end of the race.
Joey Logano from the back of the field up to the number 10 spot, and this is the kind of day where they're just making chicken salad here this afternoon in the Hollywood Casino 400. Chase Elliott gave up the lead, but Todd, he is still 29 points to the good, given the afternoon that they put together here today.
Yeah, when you looked at the cut line, I felt like there were 6 cars battling for 2 positions. The 2 that were above that, Chase Elliott in the 9 car, Chase Briscoe in the 19 car. Those 2 have pretty much put a dagger in everybody else's thoughts of pointing their way forward, with Chase Elliott being 3rd right now, Chase Briscoe being 6th. They've put stage points together. They've made it where right now the cut line is minus 20. I don't think that that's overcomable. I feel like everybody below it needs to win to get themselves through the next round.
That is going to be a handful going into the Bank of America Roval 400 next weekend at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. In the last handful of laps or so, we've been watching Chase Elliott drop anchor. Kurt Becker, he's about to lose another spot on the backstretch.
Yeah, he lost the runner-up position to Christopher Bell. That was after losing the lead to Denny Hamlin. Now Bubba Wallace threatening to take 3rd away from Elliott.
As Elliott works that outside lane right now up off of turn number 4. Here they come. Bubba Wallace now looks to the inside. Elliott drops down, tries to dirty up the air for Bubba Wallace.
Wallace will follow in his tire tracks on entry into turn number 1. Elliott goes to the top of the hill. Midway on the banking, Bubba Wallace. He'll put a wheel to the inside and try and make the move on the backstretch.
Here he comes now. He swings back out to the right up next to the outside safer barrier. Now here he comes again. He starts another run. Bubba Wallace is on the move to the inside.
Bubba Wallace down to the inside of the racetrack. He'll try to squeeze that Toyota under the Chevrolet, but Elliott's got more momentum with his higher lane exit coming off the corner. So for now, Chase Elliott will hang on to position number 3, some 3 seconds behind Denny Hamlin, who leads with 61 laps to go.
Just like a pit crew helps a driver reach victory lane, Ally helps you reach your financial goals. Ally has tools like savings buckets to keep your savings on track and savings boosters to put a little extra gas in your tank. Visit Ally.com to learn more about how you can grow your money fast. Savings buckets and boosters are features of the Ally Bank savings account. Ally Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
One challenge and change in the top 5 while we were away. Bubba Wallace has gotten around Chase Elliott to claim the 3rd position. So that makes the top 5 with Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, Bubba Wallace, Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson. They are separated by 5 seconds. 59 laps to go. From Kansas Speedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Do you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is letting everyone know about great debt relief options now available to help people with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of your credit card debt. Get a free debt relief consultation when you call 800-212-2828. 800-212-2828. That's 800-212-2828.
Hello? Hey, it's your man Tank. Watching you hold back tears swallowing that celery stick. It's a hard sight to see, Tim.
I'm almost done. Just let me get this down.
Stop it, man. Seriously. We don't have to do this to us.
You're right. I hate veggies so much. How can I be more like you?
Hey, buddy, I am you. Just full of meat. Jack Link's Beef Jerky, official meat snack of NASCAR. Feed your wild side.
Back at Kansas Speedway, where the caution flag is waving over the Hollywood Casino 400. It came out as J.J. Yaley had a problem coming out of turn number 4. Carson Hocevar got into the back of J.J., turned him into the outside wall. J.J. then spun across the racetrack into the ball field. He was able to steer out of it and drive away. But that, Alex, puts us under the 5th caution flag of the afternoon.
And that is a welcomed sight for most of these teams, you would think, Todd Gordon, to be able to pit under caution as opposed to a green flag cycle that we were upon.
Ty Gibbs' team is a little disappointed because they were on pit road just a lap before this happened. That's going to be a penalty for them in the fact that they're now a lap down. Looks like the first car lap down, so should be able to take advantage of that respect to get back. But all these other guys, it puts them on a level playing field. We've had Bubba Wallace drive his way to 3rd. Let's see what he can do going forward with the 2 in front of him.
So Denny Hamlin has been collected by the caution car. Right now we've got some safety trucks that are working on the front stretch to make sure that the track is clear. Pit road is not open as of yet. We expect it to be open next time by.
We do, and we'll see how this plays out. We've seen different strategies today. We've seen drivers and teams take 2 fresh Goodyear tires and maintain track position. We've seen teams put scuffed tires on and maintain track position. We've seen teams put 4 fresh tires on and not be able to pass those other cars, Todd. I'm assuming, as not being a crew chief myself, you put 4 sticker tires on here?
That's a great question. I didn't think that 2 would play here. And we saw Denny Hamlin do it in stage 1. We saw Christopher Bell do it in stage 2. And they've maintained themselves to the front. I don't think 2 plays in this because we're as long into a run as we've been. And really from here, we've still got 55 laps to go. It would be tough for me to think I would run a set of left side tires the entire 3rd stage, which is almost 100 laps. I think everybody comes for 4 tires at this point.
Going to be interesting to see how this shakes out when pit road opens. It'll be with 54 laps to go. Programming update and a broadcast reminder for you that once we conclude our coverage here today at Kansas Speedway, we will be off the next 2 weeks in the NASCAR Cup Series. The Performance Racing Network will take over coverage at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, at the Roval, and the following weekend at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Our next full NASCAR Cup Series broadcast weekend will be coming to you from Talladega Superspeedway, Friday, October 17th through Sunday, October 19th. We'll have coverage of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, Love's RV Stop 225 on the NASCAR Racing Network, the NASCAR Xfinity Series, United Rentals 250 on MRN, and the Yellowwood 500 at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. That is Sunday, October the 19th. We'll have that coverage for you on the Motor Racing Network.
Pit road is open. Chris Wilner.
Chase Elliott said, I'm really good over the course of the run. I just want a little more help on the center off the corner. Alan Gustafson giving the call for a slight air pressure adjustment. 4 Goodyear tires going aboard that Chevrolet Sunoco fuel. Austin Cindric is in. Also, William Byron is in. Bubba Wallace driving up to third. Said it was trending free on entry. He wants a little more help on turn. And how about Joey Logano? Loose with the rear tires. Air pressure adjustment, 4 tires and fuel. Steve Post.
Christopher Bell very happy with his race car. He just wants a little more grip later on. 4-tire Sunoco Racing fuel. Denny Hamlin at moments was tight. He's the first car off from pit road. No adjustments. 4-tire Sunoco Racing fuel. Cliff Daniels asked Kyle Larson, what can I do for you? And Kyle said, help your driver make better decisions on restarts. They feel like they have a good car. Kyle just not happy with some of the decisions he's made on restarts, and that's putting him behind early in the run. Denny Hamlin wins the battle off from pit road here on lap 213.
And as Todd Gordon called it, everybody's getting 4 tires. Denny Hamlin wins the race off pit road with Bubba Wallace, Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, and Kyle Larson right behind him.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me so, Dana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro. On them, it's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
24 monthly bill credits on experience beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits ended. Balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel finance agreement. iPhone 17 Pro, 256 gigs, $1,099.99 and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Oak Grove Speed Test Intelligence data 1H2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
53 laps to go. We continue under the caution flag. Should be going under the green flag here in a moment. From Kansas Speedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR. Hi, this is Mike Bagley. Join me along with the cast and crew of the Motor Racing Network every Tuesday night for NASCAR Live. Hear exclusive interviews.
I do think that if you're always are scared to make the big moves, you're just always going to be following the person that did.
The best moments from each of NASCAR's premier series.
Reddick slides up the racetrack. Briscoe gets away off turn 4.
And in-depth breakdowns of the latest NASCAR news and more. It's NASCAR Live every Tuesday night at 7 Eastern.
More than 200 members of Congress are standing up for AM radio listeners. The AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act will keep AM radio in cars, because when cell and internet services are down, this free service could be your only lifeline. Text AM to 39179. Tell Congress to pass this critical legislation now.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Back at Kansas Speedway, field is getting the 1-to-go signal. Denny Hamlin accepts that signal across the start-finish line. He will restart on the inside of the racetrack. Bubba Wallace will restart to his right elbow in second. Chase Elliott third. Christopher Bell fourth. Kyle Larson fifth. Chase Briscoe will restart in sixth. Chris Buescher in seventh. Tyler Reddick will restart in 8th with Carson Hocevar 9th and Ross Chastain in 10th.
Rest of the top 20 as we get set to go with 51 laps left in the race. 11th is Ryan Blaney. 12th is Shane Van Gisbergen. What a drive today for Shane. 13th is Alex Bowman. 14th is Zane Smith. Joey Logano with a tough pit stop there. He's back in 15th now. Austin Cindric is 16th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 17th. Noah Gragson is 18th. Kyle Busch 19th, and Justin Haley is 20th.
Run you back through the lead lap cars. 21st is John Hunter Nemechek. 22nd is A.J. Allmendinger. Ty Dillon is 23rd. Michael McDowell, 24th. William Byron, a difficult day for that team. They're in 25th position. Ty Gibbs is 26th, and Brad Keselowski is the final car on the lead lap in the 27th spot.
Field begins to tighten up 2 by 2 behind that Toyota GR Super Pace car, driven by NASCAR official Jesse Delavoute, as he'll make his way to the pit lane in just a moment. Shannon Bednarik on top of the flag stand today has green flag in hand, waiting for the field to get back to the restart zone.
Waiting for Ross Chastain, restarting 5th on the inside line to close up on the 4 that are in front of him. He will do that just as the field enters the restart zone, and the green flag waves to get us back going here at Kansas. 51 laps to go, and another Jackrabbit restart for Denny Hamlin.
Oh, there's trouble. Cars into the wall, spinning backward. Joey Logano gets turned. A handful of others now spinning. Carson Hocevar gets nailed. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. slides into the action. A.J. Allmendinger shortens up the nose of the Action Enterprises machine. He gets clipped by Ty Gibbs. Eric Jones was involved in it, and a handful of others scattered all over the apron and racetrack in turns 1 and 2.
This happened at the drop of the green flag. Things were jumbled up just a bit. Mike, you mentioned Ross Chastain was late to kind of get to the party and really tighten things up. When the green came out, Shane Van Gisbergen got into the back of Chastain, tried to go to the inside, but behind them it looked like it was just an accordion, and cars just ran out of real estate, headed off into turn number 1.
Looked like it started when Noah Gragson got into Joey Logano. Noah bounced off Joey into Austin Cindric, back up into Noah, and then cars were being collected from there on back, including Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and others. Chris, what's the update from pit road?
A lot of damage on the Austin Dillon machine, but just ahead on pit road is Joey Logano, who parks his Ford Mustang. Significant left rear and right rear damage. The call from Paul Wolf is to change the tires first, then diagnose, make sure there's clearance on the wheel well there so we don't get a tire rub. But Joey said he got the wall with the right rear and also got hit in the left rear. There's a nice donut right where the Pennzoil logo is on the left side door. So they're going to continue to diagnose the damage aboard that Ford Mustang. Austin Dillon just absolutely smashed the right front. It has all been in. They've got the bare bond tape as well going on that right front here on pit road. As damage repair includes Austin Cindric as well, just up from me on pit road. Looking at the right front as well, he had contact in that incident with A.J. Allmendinger. All sorts of rear end issues. He's going to make the left-hand turn back to the garage.
Well, this really shakes things up on the championship cut line, still in this second of 3 races of this round of the playoffs. As we sit at the moment, Joey Logano, involved in the crash, has fallen all the way back to 8th, only 7 points to the good. Brings Ross Chastain back into play as far as points go. He's now -7 to the cut line.
Well, we know that restarts at Kansas Speedway can be a bit intense, but Dave Mooney, that was overboard right there. That happened mid-pack. That had the makings of being worse, but it's never good when everybody gets crossed up and all of a sudden you got a handful of cars facing south in the northbound lane.
No question about it, and a handful of them, as you've mentioned, were playoff contending cars. The Austin Cindric machine was the last to pull away from what initially looked like a bit of an elephant's graveyard down here on the apron in turn number 2. He pulled away with some fairly significant front-end damage that could very much impact his ability to continue on in this race. It was, as you said, a mid-pack incident that just seemed to spread as they hit the banking in turn number 1.
That'll bring things to a screeching halt with 49 laps to go. Now, Steve Post, the absolute dominant car today has been Denny Hamlin. He's led 123 laps. He's the current race leader, Postman. But is there a problem with Denny Hamlin?
There is a problem with Denny Hamlin. It's a steering issue for Denny Hamlin. He said, when I yank the car to the right, the steering goes click, click, click. And he's worried it's power steering or some kind of issue on the steering of the car. Crew Chief Chris Gale said there's probably not much we can do. Can you manage it? And Denny hasn't really said much. He was good on that restart. That was during the last caution. So we did have that restart, and as of this time, I have not heard any communication since that, but Denny Hamlin, a possible steering issue on the race-leading car.
So, Todd, what do you do when the driver keys up and says it turns to the right and goes click, click, click?
Good thing we got all left-hand turns. That's what I say.
Oh, my goodness. As Austin Cindric still sits on pit road. Heavy damage to the Discount Tire Ford. Other cars come into pit road as well. But, Chris, follow up with us with the playoff contending Austin Cindric.
Yeah, it's not good for Austin Cindric. The crew had the Sawzall out, tearing some of the fender on the hood away from the left front. They're also working on the right front on the hood, but the most detrimental damage could be to the left rear toe link. That's what the crew is diagnosing now. We've got a crew member underneath the left rear wheel well diagnosing the toe link, trying to see if it's manageable to fix here without going to the DVP area behind the wall. So Austin Cindric, again, dramatic here on the cut line for the playoffs, continues to sit with major damage repair, working on that left rear toe link here on pit road.
So that is the story on Austin Cindric, who at the moment is 12th of 12 in the playoff grid, 49 points out of the cut line with still one race to go, and that'll be next week at the Charlotte Motor Speedway on the Roval. So Cindric and his team, they're going to continue to battle. Joey Logano, meanwhile, he's back on pit road. Team is working on that race car. They started at the back of the field after bad qualifying because they'd cut down a tire in practice, damaged the rear diffuser of the car. For qualifying, they had worked their way up inside the top 10, had a bad pit stop. This last time we had a whole round of pit stops, which put them back there in this mess back there, Chris Wilner.
Certainly did, and right now the Joey Logano damage repair, they're working on the car to make sure the diffuser isn't too badly hurt. Joey said he feels like that he's okay and can continue, but they're curious to see what kind of damage is to that diffuser, because he got a couple of shots in the rear end, both on the left and the right side. So the crew taking some time to look at that, but Joey going to try to soldier on. But you mentioned it was a great recovery for much of this race from the back of the field, but now just going to have to soldier on and manage some sort of finish here at the end.
So let's give you the list of all the drivers that were involved in this dust-up here at lap 217 in turn 1. Ross Chastain, Austin Cindric. You also had Austin Dillon, Noah Gragson, Kyle Busch got a piece of it. So did A.J. Allmendinger, Joey Logano, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Ty Gibbs, Carson Hocevar, and Ryan Blaney also got a piece of the action as well.
Let's follow up with the Denny Hamlin race-leading story with the potential steering problems with Steve Post.
We described what Denny said about turning to the right, and Todd Gordon came back with it's only left-hand turns. Well, the problems are getting a little worse with the steering issue for Denny Hamlin. The power steering is totally gone now on the race car, so he is out there running with manual steering. So this is going to be interesting to see how this plays out over the course of this race, as the power steering on Denny Hamlin's car is now gone.
On a 1.5 mile racetrack right now, Mike, no power steering for the race leader has made this day exponentially more difficult for Denny Hamlin.
Well, it's been a difficult day for Team Penske, getting swept up in this accident, and then now Denny Hamlin is having a challenge as well. We talk about this race is rough on playoff drivers. It's been fairly light. Only Tyler Reddick, Austin Cindric, Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney have experienced problems, but now it looks like, Todd, we're about to add Denny Hamlin to that list as well.
Yeah, and to drive without power steering in these cars for 40-some laps, because we're coming to 1 to go, will be 45 to go when we take the green, that's a task. And if his car's good, maybe he can just ease it in, but changing lanes, playing defense, that's something you need power steering to do.
It's going to be a challenge. Denny Hamlin, as we get the 1 to go this time by Hamlin, will choose the bottom side of the racetrack. His Joe Gibbs Racing teammate, Christopher Bell, he'll opt for the outside lane. Third to choose is Bubba Wallace. He will go to the outside as well to get behind Christopher Bell. Fourth to choose was Chase Elliott. He'll dive for the bottom of the racetrack. He'll be the third restart now on the inside of row number 2.
As Todd mentioned, when they come back to the line to take the green flag, it'll be 45 laps to go. It's going to be interesting to see, can Denny Hamlin hang on with these power steering issues, because you've got a hungry Christopher Bell and Bubba Wallace and Chase Elliott and Chase Briscoe and Kyle Larson and Tyler Reddick all stacked up behind him. And obviously that's going to put him through his paces. This will really put Denny Hamlin to the test as he's trying to go to victory lane yet again here in 2025.
We talked earlier that 3/4 of our playoff cars, the last 3 races, have had some sort of issue. Denny Hamlin won here. Denny Hamlin has lost the last 5 times that he's swept both stages. He swept both stages today.
Yeah, so Denny Hamlin trying to avoid that dubious streak that he has now. As we come down to the line, as we get set to go to the restart zone, There will be 45 laps to go here in the Hollywood Casino 400. 45 laps that anything could happen.
Pace cars on pit road. Here they come to the restart zone. Let's see if we can get a cleaner restart this time through. Hamlin restarts on the bottom. His Joe Gibbs Racing teammate starts on the outside. Denny struggles to come up to speed. Christopher Bell gets a shove in the shorts from Bubba Wallace. That'll shove him out into the clean air temporarily.
Bell by a nose, but Denny Hamlin coming back at him now on the inside. Chase Briscoe 3 wide around the outside. He'll go to number 3 spot as they continue to battle for the lead.
Chase Elliott all the way down to the bottom side in that battle for third. The lead battle rages on, though. Denny Hamlin to the inside. Christopher Bell to the outside.
Bell cannot hang on to that outside lane momentum. It'll be Denny Hamlin from the bottom of the racetrack. He'll grab the lead. Toyotas go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, headed to turn 1.
The battle side by side now is for the number 3 and 4 positions. That's where Chase Briscoe has the bottom of the racetrack. Bubba Wallace slid in right on the outside.
Here comes Bubba. He rallies around to the outside onto the back straightaway and has the third position by a half car length. Now here comes Briscoe, and Briscoe rejoins the fight.
Further back, Kyle Larson up the gut, splits Zane Smith and Ross Chastain to pick up 2 spots there. Closer to the front, Bubba Wallace to the inside of Chase Briscoe for position number 3, while behind them, Chase Elliott's on the move down low.
Elliott goes to the inside of the racetrack. He's going to pick up the number 5 position. He'll take that away from Tyler Reddick. Briscoe around the outside, nearly got into the fence on the outside of Wallace.
Here's Wallace right there to the inside of Briscoe. This is the battle for third. Bubba Wallace hugging the white line.
He'll take the number 3 spot. Briscoe drop kick back to 4th. The Chevrolet of Chase Elliott just getting by Tyler Reddick. So Elliott will take over 5th. Reddick has more problems. Here comes Kyle Larson looking topside.
Larson looking to the outside, but nothing there this time. I'm not 100% sure that Chase Briscoe didn't get a glancing piece of the wall off turn 2. He is still rolling at speed in position number 4.
Then there's a break of about 3 to 4 car lengths back to Chase Elliott, who rides along in the 5th position. Tyler Reddick to his inside.
Tyler Reddick is all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack, but he's not quite close enough to get up there and take the 5th position from Chase Elliott. So at the line, it's Hamlin, Bell, Wallace, Briscoe, and Elliott, the top 5.
Front 2 trying to pull away. They've got about 15, maybe 18 car lengths over the 3rd place machine of Bubba Wallace. Right behind him, Chase Briscoe under attack from Chase Elliott.
Battle from 3rd on back beginning to tighten up. Here's Chase Elliott from the 5th position. He rumbles up alongside of Chase Briscoe and tries to wrestle away a spot.
Trouble on the backstretch. Alex Bowman got up and into the outside wall. Kurt looks like he's significantly off the pace.
He is right now dropping down toward the white line, headed off turn 4 toward the head of pit road.
That was a 3-wide maneuver that on the bottom looked like was William Byron. Shoved Shane Van Gisbergen up the racetrack into Alex Bowman, which then sent Bowman into the outside wall. We continue under the green flag, but the right side of that Ally Chevrolet is all torn up, and he's headed to Steve Post.
Alex Bowman, the crew around to the right side of the car. They've been fighting a tight condition, especially in the center of the corner all day long. So now they're doing the right side work. The right front guy taking a little extra time to take a look at it. Now we're on to the left side. Sunoco fuel can is plugged in to make sure they're good to go on that. But 4 tires and a good look to the right side for Alex Bowman as he's down and away.
Battle for the number 3 spot is on the back straightaway.
Bubba Wallace, Chase Elliott, Bubba Wallace back and forth. They've gone for that 3rd position. Wallace has the spot, but here comes Elliott.
That race is happening about 10-15 car lengths behind Christopher Bell and about 8 in front of Chase Briscoe. Racing for 3rd, Bubba Wallace and Chase Elliott. That private battle heads back to turn number 1.
Wallace has got his hands full right now. Chase Elliott is all over him. When Wallace goes high as he does now, Elliott goes low, vice versa. At the other end of the track, it's still Wallace in 3rd.
They will stay that way with Elliott riding in the 4th position. Then a half dozen car lengths back to Chase Briscoe, who's in 5th. The leader is still Denny Hamlin.
These bright white safer barriers are anything but at the moment. In his closing laps, Kyle Busch in turn number 4 got against the safer barrier, rode it all the way through turn 4 and off the corner, finally able to get the Cheddar's Chevrolet off the wall. He'll continue on, less some paint down the right side of his race car. The battle for 3rd continues on, Mike. What a race we've seen here this afternoon at Kansas Speedway.
Bubba Wallace and Chase Elliott have had great races all afternoon long. Each have taken a turn atop the leaderboard for a time or 2. Right now, they are racing for third. This is going on behind race leader Denny Hamlin, second place Christopher Bell, and in front of Chase Briscoe. Good battle further back. Haven't talked a lot about Chris Buescher today, but right now he's digging hard to the inside of Ross Chastain for position number 8.
He's picked a really good time to have the best run of his day. He's to the inside of Ross Chastain. He'll bypass him at the exit of turn 2.
Zane Smith would love to be part of that battle as well. And here he comes to the inside of the Ross Chastain automobile. Zane Smith down low and Chastain up high.
Chastain drifts up against the safer barrier, does not touch it. Zane Smith gets a nose out in front and tries to grab that position away. There are some drivers who are bouncing back here in the late stages from problems early on. What about William Byron? We've documented his struggles all afternoon. Byron is up to the 12th spot with 35 laps to go. Brad Keselowski was a lap down earlier. Keselowski's 13th, and Shane Van Gisbergen is up to 14th.
Trouble for Kyle Larson off turn number 2. The car slowed dramatically. He is back up to speed, but when I looked over the racetrack, Alex, all of a sudden, Kyle Larson had lost a lot of ground. Looking at the right side of the car, Dave, I see a little bit of damage, but not much. What's the problem for Kyle Larson right now?
I think that damage was pre-existing, Mike. I think he just lost the nose on exit to turn number 2. Had to bail out of the throttle momentarily and lost all his momentum.
He did, and he's going to try to maintain, but Kurt, he's got a host of cars trying to take the spot.
Yeah, he's up to the high side. Larson is. He's got Zane Smith, and he's also got Ross Chastain to the inside.
Kyle Larson is now back to the 8th position. Kyle Larson is having challenges here in the late going. That was an uncharacteristic move. Larson now back to 9th, having been bypassed by Zane Smith.
And now getting bypassed by Ross Chastain. But, Dave, it's not over yet.
No, he's still running hard in that outside lane. Chastain squeezes him up top. They make a little contact on the backstretch.
Kyle Larson dropping all the way back to the tail end of the top 10, just trying to find a way to regroup and find some momentum.
Here they come back down to the line. There'll be 32 laps to go. Denny Hamlin still the race leader. No power steering. Still 1 second lead over Christopher Bell. Bubba Wallace is 3rd. Chase Elliott 4th. Chase Briscoe is there in 5th, but Chase Briscoe has thoughts of taking that spot on the backstretch.
Here he comes, Chase Briscoe. He has his sights set on the Chase Elliott machine. Here's Elliott into turn number 3. He goes up near the safer barrier, and Briscoe takes a peek inside.
31 laps to go as they race their way back to the start-finish line. Told you about William Byron and his successes. Now up to the 12th position. Let's get an update from Chris.
What a turnaround for William Byron, who said this car was absolutely awful not too long ago. They spent the last 2 pit stops for Rudy Fugle and the team with a multitude of changes, everything from lowering the nose to air pressure, putting Packer in as well. They spent a multitude of time on pit road. Both pit stops the last 2 times were well over 35 to 40 seconds long, but that is what they needed. Some of the cautions helped as well, but William Byron finally saying, I can drive it. Now they're trying to hang on, but what a rebound after running well down in the 20s for much of the day, now contending for a top 10 finish.
And has added more to his points advantage over the cut line. Byron now 36 points to the good with 30 laps to go.
Do you have an unused car, truck, motorcycle, boat, or RV taking up space? Put it to good use by donating it to the NASCAR Foundation. Proceeds help fund medical resources for children in our racing community. Your wheels can heal. Call 844-NASCAR-9 and we'll come tow away your vehicle for free. The process is quick and your gift is tax deductible. Call 844-NASCAR-9 to donate your vehicle to the NASCAR Foundation today. Your donation will help our children survive and thrive.
NASCAR history.
Petty wins his 200th career NASCAR victory.
Told by the people who made that history.
President Reagan was there. He got us on the front page, and we got him in the sports page. It was a good trade-off from that standpoint.
Motor Racing Network's NASCAR Live presents podcast The Road to Royalty. Jeff Gordon, A Colorful Career, 50 Years of MRN, the 1993 season, Junior's Journey, and more. Search for NASCAR Live on your favorite podcast platform.
28 laps to go in the Hollywood Casino 400. Denny Hamlin has a 1 second lead over second place Christopher Bell. A gap back to 3rd in Bubba Wallace. Chase Elliott is 4th. Chase Briscoe continues to hound his tire tracks in position number 5. From Kansas Speedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver.
and I dedicate a lot of my time going fast. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
We are getting ready to crown a champion.
Championship weekend is coming back to the desert.
Let's get this party started.
4 title races in 3 days means there will be a buzz in the air all weekend long. Whether from the grandstands, the infield experience, or the hillside, this is your chance to witness history and make championship caliber memories for the whole family. NASCAR Championship Weekend at Phoenix Raceway, October 31st through November 2nd. Get your tickets now at PhoenixRaceway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
Back here at Kansas Speedway, 25 laps to go. Race leader is Denny Hamlin. Steve Post, if listeners are just joining us, it has not been all roses for Denny Hamlin here as of late.
Young man's getting to work on in that automobile. The power steering went away about 25, 30 laps ago, and he is hanging on. Spotter Chris Lambert just said, Denny, if you get the chance on the straightaways, take your hand off the wheel. So flex your fingers. Make sure you take care of your hands, your arms, and your fingers. Denny cued the radio, and it's the first thing that I've heard him say. He said, guys, I'm trying my best. It's it sounded very winded, very tired. And Chris Gale, the crew chief, just cued the radio and said, Denny, you are doing awesome. You are stepping out. You are gaining on everybody else. You are opening up the lead. So this is pretty dramatic watching and listening to Denny Hamlin as he wrestles this car with no power steering and is opening up an advantage at the front of the field.
Without that update, watching Denny Hamlin work around this racetrack, Alex, you would never know he's having a power steering issue.
Not a bit. And he's got the luxury of progressive banking in the corners. He's got a little more banking topside to let that car rest on it. But it is still a heck of a challenge out there, Todd. Sometimes you just have to man up as a race car driver, especially this late in the season.
Yeah, and it's a good. I mean, it's a testament to what Denny's doing. He's able to run one lane, and he kind of commits to it. Be interesting how he gets to lap traffic here, what he has to do around that, but doing a great job of running consistent corners and getting a handle where his hands need to be.
But he has lost 0.2 of a second to Christopher Bell in the last 2 laps. The separation now 8 car lengths on the backstretch.
Here comes Christopher Bell in that second position. He's got lap traffic.
8 car lengths on the backstretch.
Here comes Christopher Bell in that second position. He's got lap traffic. Here comes Christopher Bell in that second position. He's got lap traffic. Christopher Bell in that second position. He's got lap traffic. In that second position, he's got lap traffic. Second position, he's got lap traffic. Second position, he's got lap traffic. And he's got lap traffic.
job of just running the arc around here, and really, he's got Christopher Bell on his tail. He's closing in a little bit. Denny's doing a great job of just running consistent arcs around these corners and trying to maintain that lead.
And that arc will bring Denny out of turn number 4 onto the main straightaway and to the start-finish line. It's going to be 16 laps to go with Denny Hamlin closing in on 3 more lap cars.
What would Denny Hamlin give for a can of spinach right about now? He's using the Popeye arms to wrestle his way around the lap machine of Austin Dillon.
He will clear that car. Hamlin will. Comes on to the backstretch. Up next will be the car of Ryan Preece. Some 10 car lengths ahead of the leader as they all come off the end of the back straightaway through turn 3.
Ryan Preece runs the bottom of the track. He'll drift up across the nose of Denny Hamlin, who's rapidly closing in, Todd.
Yeah, it's impressive. And you got to know that Denny's spotter up there on the roof is working on the lap traffic saying, we want the top. We want the top. Go to the bottom. He's trying to work the spotters of the lap cars so he can get the line that Denny can run the most consistent lap speed with.
Up to the race leader. Hamlin continues to arc through the top of the corner.
Caution on the speedway. The right front tire of Kyle Busch is shredded and come apart, and the tire carcass is laying right in the middle of turn number 4 with 14 laps to go. Caution is on the speedway for the 7th time.
That tire carcass is sitting about a lane and a half off the bottom of the racetrack, and everybody is ducking and dodging to avoid it, and so far everyone has. But Kyle Busch has a tire come apart at the most inopportune moment. Now, that happened as a result of contact with Kyle that made Kyle made contact with the wall in turn 2, and then the right rear tire carcass gave way, and immediately when that tire came apart, Kyle ducked onto pit road and brought his Cheddar Chevrolet down for service. What an unfortunate set of circumstances. And Alex, that will set us up for a caution with now 14 laps remaining.
What do you do, crew chief?
From what I've seen earlier in the day, I'm coming for 2 tires. I'm not taking the time to put 4 on. We've seen Denny and Christopher Bell, our top 2 guys, put 2 tires on and maintain pace. I think I got to come put 2 tires on.
So 2 tires could be the order of the day. We'll find out in a moment. Pit road is not open. There's a safety truck that has gone to pick up that carcass from Kyle Busch's car, and right now they work on that situation. Right now, that is immediately at the attention of pit road. So, with that being said, we'll take another lap around under caution. While we have that moment, let's check in with Steve Post.
All right, Todd Gordon speculated on what Denny Hamlin's going to do. I'm going to tell you what Denny Hamlin's going to do. Batman. That's the call. I think it looks like 2 tires. The reason I can say that is there's not 2 tires behind pit wall or within 10 yards of pit wall, but it looks like that's going to be the game plan for Denny Hamlin. Chris Wilner, how about on your end? What are you hearing?
No code words needed for Charles DeKnight, crew chief for Bubba Wallace. He said, we're in the game. We're going 2 right side tires. So no secrets being held there. We'll see if they stick with that game plan once pit road opens.
And I would be surprised if 4 tires rolls off pit road in the top 10. I think there's so many that come for 2. You've seen 2 work for the 11 car. You've seen 2 work for the 20 car. We're only, 15 laps from, we're 13 laps to the end. I just need a short run.
So, with the lack of power steering for Denny Hamlin, getting on and off pit road and in and out of your pit box, is that a challenge?
It is. The great part is he's there by himself, so he can get through. You're allowed to drive through no more than 3 boxes on your way into it. He'll get over there, get angled, pointed out in his pit box, so that he doesn't have to turn the wheel a ton to get out of his box.
Well, we're about to find out what code word Batman means for Denny Hamlin. Pit road is open. The lead lap cars angle their cars towards the bottom of the banking in turns 3 and 4. Pit road is open, and here they come. Pit stops will take place at lap 255, and Denny Hamlin makes the hard cut onto the apron and onto the pit lane. Chase Elliott's in first in front of Chris.
And here's the money stop for Chase Elliott on lap 254. Call is going to be right side tires. They'd get it done. Nope, now it's going to be 4 tires for Chase Elliott. Meanwhile, William Byron, his teammate, is in for 2 right side tires. Joey Logano is in, crew on the right side. They're working on right side tire changes as well. Candace Sunoco fuels in, he's down and away, and 2 tires for Bubba Wallace. So how about that? Chase Elliott going for 4, Steve Post.
Christopher Bell is in 2 tires, and Christopher Bell is going to be first off from pit road. Bell wins the race off from pit road. Bubba Wallace goes out second. Chase Briscoe goes out third. A brutal stop for Denny Hamlin. He is a little slow on the 2-tire stop. He goes out in position number 7. So Christopher Bell, Adam Stevens, the 2-tire call, and they did it quicker than anybody else.
First car off pit road on 4 tires was Chase Elliott in P9. I was wrong, not top 10.
Well, the problem was as we saw Denny Hamlin slide to a stop, the crew went to the right side. We can see it on this side, looking right at the right side of the car. They had a problem with the jack, getting under the jack peg. Maybe the jack wasn't quite set and ready to go, but that was the extra beat down there, and that's all it takes here on pit lane in the NASCAR Cup Series to give up a ton of track position.
Denny Hamlin comes off pit road, 7th of the drivers that came down the pit lane, and now we are learning that 2 drivers will be busted for speeding. Ryan Blaney and Ty Gibbs are issued speeding penalties. That's the last thing you want here, as we're now just getting down to 11 laps to go.
If you're a Ryan Blaney fan, you're in a backup car from a practice crash. You've already got a win under your belt. You know you're going on to the next round. Blaney now busted for speeding after coming off pit road 4th. He'll come back in right now. I'm assuming they're going to go ahead and bolt on the other 2 fresh tires.
You're going to have to start at the back. You might as well put all 4 fresh ones on and work your way forward. That's the piece that, with having that win, allows you to be aggressive. Why not? He just pushed it a little bit too hard.
And that taps into one of your progressive keys to winning today, is executing on pit road. And we now see in the most important pit stop of the day, drivers and teams not checking that box.
Yeah, it's one of those things. And I feel like Jonathan Hasser and Ryan Blaney, they had that win from last week. They're free to play a little bit more risky. They did kind of got bought bit with it here. The thing I'm concerned about, Denny Hamlin has had speed. I just don't know how well he's going to be able to take a car with no power steering and maneuver it through traffic.
Well, his arms are tired right now. They've been trying to coach him through making sure he's taking care of himself inside of the race car. Steve Post reporting he sounds winded in the car when he talks to the team. And now it's the most important time of the race. You're already out of power steering. You're probably out of juice in your arms. This is going to force Denny to dig deep and reclaim what he had. He's led 159 of the 256 laps today and looked like was going to cruise to the win. But perhaps that's gone out the window.
Behind the cut line, Bubba Wallace starting outside the front row. Looks like, or on the front row with Christopher Bell. Would be a great move for Charleston Ike to come out of here with a victory.
Bubba Wallace, he is well below, as we sit, 32 points below the cut line with one more race to go in this round of 12 for the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. A win will be oh so good for that black and white United States Air Force Toyota. He is coming to the line behind race leader Christopher Bell to choose what lane to restart. Bell will go to the bottom. Bubba goes topside. Chase Briscoe goes topside. And here is Tyler Reddick. He'll go to the inside of the second row after an early race miscue on pit road.
Alex just gave you the top 4 and how they'll restart. William Byron will restart in position number 5 with Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Joey Logano, and Chris Buescher rounding out the top 10. To pit road and Chris before the restart.
Well, we talked about the late call from Alan Gustafson to go 4 tires for Chase Elliott. He's calming his driver on the radio and said, I'm taking a page out of the history books. A few years ago, Martin Truex Jr. back in the 19 machine did the same exact thing, and with about 12 to 13 laps to go, was able to drive his way to the field. He said, I feel like 4 fresh tires could be the move here to get us up there. Just be careful, get them clean, and be on attack mode for this final 11-lap run or 10-lap run to the finish. So that was the strategy call for Alan Gustafson. We'll see if it pays off, as Chase Elliott will start in the 9th or the 7th spot.
His driver starts 4th row outside. A good place to make that 3-wide top move into turn 1. We'll see what he can do with it.
But there'll be 9 laps to go when they get to the line. Who is going to allow that outside lane to roll? There's going to be some blocking going on now.
Well, you think restarts have been dicey before at Kansas Speedway. Pull your belts tight because we're getting ready to get another one. Again, it's crunch time in the Hollywood Casino 400. Pace car is on pit road. Christopher Bell restarts on the inside. Bubba Wallace to the outside. They inch closer to the restart zone. They're there. Green flag is up, and Christopher Bell gets a great start. He'll pull out by almost a car length over Bubba Wallace, but here comes Bubba back to the outside, wheel to wheel for the lead.
Christopher Bell had to momentarily block a 3-wide bid down low by Denny Hamlin. Here comes Bubba Wallace. He's going to roll the outside. Wallace Wallace by a nose off 2.
Powerhouse move by Bubba Wallace onto the backstretch. Christopher Bell will have none of it, though. Here he comes, fighting right back to the inside.
Side by side for the race lead off turn number 4. Out of the sunshine, into the shade at the front side of Kansas Speedway. Bubba Wallace topside by a nose. He'll lead this lap. Christopher Bell battles back.
Wallace with the lead, but he hasn't got him cleared. Now back comes Christopher Bell. He'll go to the bottom of the racetrack. Wallace in the middle. Rim riding the outside. Chase Briscoe for third.
Briscoe goes to third at the expense of Tyler Reddick in fourth, and Briscoe once more, and here he comes.
Travel back straightaway. Carson Hocevar gets turned to the bottom of the back straightaway. He'll spin that Chevrolet all the way to the apron of the racetrack. He'll skid to a halt at the entrance of turn number 3. No caution. Now, Hocevar is on the banking, and the caution flag will fly. Lap 261, the caution flag will come out. It is the 8th one of the afternoon.
Catch your breath moment here at Kansas Speedway. 7 laps to go. Christopher Bell was the race leader at the start-finish line.
Hollywood Casino at Kansas Speedway is proud to be your local destination for live sports wagering. Whether you're looking for a great place to eat, the hottest slot machines, or the friendliest dealers, Hollywood Casino at Kansas Speedway has you covered. Along with Penn Play member rewards, Hollywood Casino is your best bet before, during, and on every NASCAR race at Kansas Speedway. Hollywood Casino, Penn Play, and Kansas Speedway, a winning combination.
NASCAR Live isn't just Tuesday nights. On Thursday, we go wide open with some of the sport's biggest legends.
Dover's so good that even concrete couldn't ruin it.
And some of NASCAR's rising stars.
I don't like getting drove in the back of, and I honestly don't like doing it, but you're not buddy-buddy with everybody, and I've had to learn that.
NASCAR Live Wide Open has you covered from the rookie class all the way to the Hall of Fame. Subscribe now wherever you listen to podcasts.
Timing and scoring had Christopher Bell as the race leader. Bubba Wallace is disputing that. This is going to play out in just a moment, Todd, and we'll figure it all out.
Yeah, this is one of those situations. At the time of caution, they freeze the previous loop that the cars have been to. Whoever led at that point will be the leader. NASCAR will sort this out and let those two know who was leading at the last loop.
So 6 laps remain. When they come to the line, there'll be 5 to go. Bubba Wallace temporarily posted as the leader. Christopher Bell, Chase Briscoe, Tyler Reddick, Denny Hamlin are the rest of the top 5. From Kansas Speedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
We are the voice of NASCAR.
The green flag is in the air, and we are underway. The Great American Race.
The Motor Racing Network. NASCAR Cup, Xfinity, and Craftsman Truck Series Racing live on your hometown radio station and MRN or NASCAR.com. Martinsville, Talladega, the Chicago Street Course. We have the side-by-side action and last lap passes for the win.
Photo finishes. Ryan Blaney will win.
The voice of NASCAR, the Motor Racing Network.
Go behind the scenes and into the garages of the sport's top teams and drivers on NASCAR Hot Pass.
You know, if you win, then your problems are likely solved.
There's going to be issues with track limits in the S's, right? Because they're just tight.
A normal occurrence is qualifying from 28th to 32nd. That's just something we're going to continue to keep on working on.
It's the latest information you want to know on NASCAR Hot Pass. Weekdays on the Motor Racing Network.
This is Ryan Blaney, and you're listening to the excitement of the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs on the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR. Now, back to the race.
Back at Kansas Speedway, some late race drama playing out in the Hollywood Casino 400. Most recently, trying to figure out who was leading when the caution flag flew. Steve Post can bring us up to speed on the chain of events that has rippled since the caution flag came out.
At the start-finish line, when they crossed the start-finish line, it was Christopher Bell leading, but the caution was out. So in that instance, it goes back to the last timing line. Adam Stevens talked to one of the NASCAR officials. They radioed to the tower, and they explained to Adam that the last timing line was at the beginning of pit road, and at that timing line, Bubba Wallace was ahead. So Adam has accepted it. He's told Christopher Bell we're going to restart second, and we're going to run from the second spot and try to win this race.
So as during the race, when we go to caution, we freeze the field and we go back to the last completed loop, which we, as Steve Post talked about, that's pit road entry. If this were for the checkered flag, then we would use all avenues to see time of caution where the position of cars is. That's the only time that NASCAR will go to all the video pieces to put together the finishing order. If it happens during the race, it goes to the previous loop.
Well explained here. And, you know, guys, there are 4 laps to go as we work caution. You got to go through normal caution flag procedures. Open pit road for the lead lap cars, open pit road for the lap down cars. Plus, you're just now getting the Carson Hocevar car on the wrecker, towed down pit road to the garage area. We may be looking at overtime here.
We may be. I look at this, and I would think NASCAR will call this a quickie caution, where lap down cars and the lead lap cars have pit road open at the same time, because I don't think that we'll see a whole lot of takers here.
So I expect the 1 to go to be given at the start-finish line, and when they come back, that'll be with 4 to go. When they come back to green, that'll be 3 laps to go. That is, if we get the 1 to go indicator at the start-finish line. Now, with all that being said, let's let you know where everybody's running. Bubba Wallace is leading. Now, if he were to win this race, that is pennies from heaven. That is Santa coming early, because without a win, Bubba Wallace has to go and win at the Roval next weekend. The chum is in the water for Bubba Wallace. Can he capitalize, and can he win the race? Because if he does, he's already on to the round of 8. If not, he's got work to do. But he's leading right now. Christopher Bell is second. Chase Briscoe is third, and we're not getting the 1 to go. 4th is Tyler Reddick. 5th is Denny Hamlin. 6th on the racetrack right now is Chase Elliott. 7th is Kyle Larson. Shane Van Gisbergen is 8th, with William Byron 9th and Brad Keselowski in 10th.
We are going to go to overtime right now as pit road has just opened up. Cars are coming to pit lane right now. You got to go through these regular caution flag procedures. So, you know, let's dive a little bit deeper into the playoff scenario with Bubba Wallace leading. If he goes on to win this, as we run right now, the last car in is by 1 point, and it's Chase Briscoe. Joey Logano would be the first car out by 1 point as we sit right now. And, you know, Joey was involved in that multi-car crash earlier. He's rebounded to run in the 13th spot with an opportunity to get more.
And I want to add to that. It's not last car in is Chase Briscoe at +1. Chase Elliott has had a phenomenal day. He's only +4 as we sit right now with Bubba Wallace projected as a winner. If Bubba Wallace wins, this becomes a can of worms right there around the cut line for multiple cars. It's back to the piece we had before. If Bubba doesn't win, the separation becomes a lot bigger.
So Bubba Wallace leads as the field comes out of turn number 4. They will see the 1 to go signal. So we will be going into overtime. It will be a 2-lap shootout to decide the winner of the Hollywood Casino 400. Right now, if you're curious, Alex talking about Chase Briscoe 1 point above the cut line, Joey Logano 1 point out behind Joey. -22 for Ross Chastain, -35 for Tyler Reddick, -60 for Austin Cindric. So Chastain, Reddick, and Austin Cindric at this moment in must-win situations going to the Roval next weekend.
1 to go. Choose is on. And Bubba Wallace will choose the bottom of the racetrack. Joe Gibbs Racing will have Christopher Bell line up to the outside of the front row. Chase Briscoe will go to his back bumper. 4th place, Tyler Reddick, who drives for 2311, gets behind his teammate on the inside of the front row. The next driver to choose was Denny Hamlin, a Joe Gibbs Toyota. He goes to the outside lane. So you got both 2311 cars on the bottom and 3 JGR cars topside for the restart.
And this literally is where push will come to shove when this green flag flies.
And we've talked a lot about if Bubba Wallace wins this. Let's not forget that Tyler Reddick is in the exact same position. Either one of these cars really need a win. We've got 2 guys on the bottom of the first 2 rows that if they go to victory lane, it upsets everything here.
We are in overtime here in the Hollywood Casino 400. Green, white checker. Green will go out. If there's a caution before the white flag, we'll slow them down, line them up, and do it all over again. Multiple times to do that. The green comes out. We race around. The leader takes the white flag. The next flag ends the race. Here they come, Mike, into turn number 4.
Toyota has never swept the top 5 in a NASCAR Cup Series race. They are first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Pace car is on pit road. Here they all come for the restart zone. Green flag is up. We're back at it. Christopher Bell gets a great start. Bubba Wallace now trying to fend off the advances of Christopher Bell. They make contact going to turn one.
Bubba Wallace does not allow Bell to get clear. Here comes Briscoe, 3 wide to the outside. Wallace by a nose. Christopher Bell and Chase Briscoe to the backstretch.
Here comes the lead battle midpoint of the backstretch at Kansas. Christopher Bell to the outside. Oh, Chase Briscoe tried to squeeze between the two in front of him. Now he has to change lanes. In the meantime, Wallace with a fender in front.
Tight racing off turn number 4. Wallace to the bottom. They're crashing behind them. 4 cars involved. 1 car's on its side. Zane Smith rolls over. He flips wildly. Comes down on all 4s on the apron of the racetrack. Caution on the speedway before the white flag was taken by the leader. You have Ty Gibbs involved in the crash. John Hunter Nemechek in it. Zane Smith slid on his driver's door on the outside wall, then flipped twice before coming to rest on all 4 wheels on the apron of the racetrack. Safety officials are at his race car.
Immediately on the scene to tend to Zane Smith, and immediately getting a thumbs-up indicator from the safety officials. Zane Smith, Kurt, going for a wild ride, and along with others in front of you.
All started to break loose right in the middle of turns 3 and 4 toward the top side of the banking. The Ty Gibbs car went broadside and slid off of turn number 4. Zane Smith then began to do his pirouettes, got airborne before, as Alex described it, he came back down, right side up. In the meantime, everything else just scattered off turn number 4 after that restart.
The other car involved up against the inside safer barrier is Josh Berry. So his day looks like it's going to come to an end. He gets out of his race car and walk to the care truck for the mandatory ride to the infield care center.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro on them. It's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate Pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
24 monthly bill credits on experience beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel finance agreement iPhone 17 Pro 256 gigs, $1,099.99 and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 1H2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Red flag is out here at Kansas Speedway for the multi-car crash in turn number 4. Zane Smith with a wild ride got into the safer barrier in turns 3 and 4, slid the bottom of the race car touching up against the safer barrier, driver's side door, rubbing along the racetrack before it slowed down and started to roll. Twice a flip for Zane Smith before coming to rest on all 4 tires on the apron of the racetrack. Josh Berry involved in the crash. Yeah, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. got a piece of that. John Hunter Nemechek also got some of that. Before the leader got to the white flag, we're headed to double overtime. From Kansas Speedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
More than 200 members of Congress are standing up for AM radio listeners. The AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act will keep AM radio in cars, because when cell and internet services are down, this free service could be your only lifeline. Text AM to 39179. Tell Congress to pass this critical legislation now.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
One last exhale.
Fitting, isn't it? The final shot at the Championship 4 comes down to a track that's been here from day one. Martinsville. Close quarters, tight corners, and a fan experience that brings you so close to the action, all of the mayhem will be right at your fingertips. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Martinsville Speedway, October 23rd through the 26th. Get your tickets now at martinsvillespeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
This is Chase Briscoe, and you're listening to the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs on the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR. Now, back to the race. NASCAR Cup Series playoffs on the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR. Now, back to the race.
Under the red flag in the Hollywood Casino 400 after a multi-car crash in turn number 4 and overtime number 1. The rollback has been brought out for the Zane Smith car that flipped twice over in turn number 4. He has been able to climb out of the race car under his own power. The top 5 as we sit under the red flag are Bubba Wallace, Christopher Bell, Chase Briscoe, Tyler Reddick, and Denny Hamlin.
Let's get the thoughts of the crew chief on the 4th place car. He's with Steve Post.
That's Billy Scott, the crew chief. Billy, I don't want to talk about this finish. I want to talk about the first 2 stages of this race. What a recovery for you and your team. Man, I'm telling you, you got to be proud of the recovery. I know there was challenges that got you there, but, man, what a recovery for you guys.
Yeah, there sure was, but a lot of grit, a lot of determination out of Tyler. Stayed focused all day, and we said take it one car at a time, getting back up there, and he sure has. So hopefully we can get 3 more in us.
How good is the race car right now?
Really good, but, I mean, coming down to these restarts, it's just a matter of placement where everybody else ends up and how the lines and runs shake out. So I think we've got a shot. Everybody's going to race hard for it. They know how important this win is, so just excited to watch it go down another 2 laps.
It really, truly is. You're in a situation with your 2311 teammate. You both really, really badly need a win here. What's the dynamic there? Is it just let the drivers do what they know they're supposed to do?
Yeah, those two work really good together, as good as any 2 teammates out here. So hopefully that trend can continue, and one of us can walk away with a W.
Nice recovery, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Billy Scott going to try to race and get the win here after quite the adventure here this afternoon at Kansas Speedway.
It has been. Still some racing to go as we head to double overtime. Cleanup for the wrecked race cars is about buttoned up. Problem is, Kurt Becker, as you look down from high atop the Ally Bank billboard, there's a host of safety trucks right there at your feet. What's going on?
2 safety trucks and 5 safety workers, and one of them toting a sledgehammer, and that is because the safer barrier, the steel and foam energy reduction barrier that lines the outside of turns 3 and 4, there was a piece of it that needed repair, that needed literally to be driven back down into place. A few gentle wraps of the sledgehammer have done that at the base of the safer barrier. Thumbs up from the safety crew, and they are now leaving the scene.
Well, we've seen sledgehammers put into play on the pit lane. Now we've seen them be put into play in the middle of turns 3 and 4, the safer barrier, the Peter Gabriel reaction, as it were.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, a tip of the cap to NASCAR and the AMR safety team to be prepared for just about any scenario. Who knew they carried a sledgehammer around in the back of the pickup truck?
Well, you know what? Got to always be prepared. Anything can and will happen at these races. And just as Kurt describes, the wailing of the sledgehammers has come to a halt. The safety teams and crews have left the middle of turns 3 and 4. The crews have cleaned up all the wrecked race cars. Should not be too much longer before we withdraw the red and redisplay the yellow, and we venture into our second overtime.
I want to go in a bit of a different direction. Since we have an opportunity here under this red flag, there were 2 teams that were docked with penalties yesterday for significant infractions messing with the splitters of their race cars, resulting in crew chiefs being ejected from the premises, loss of pit selection, loss of starting position, both starting at the back of the field, plus a stop-and-go penalty on the first lap. One was Michael McDowell's team. The other was Shane Van Gisbergen. Van Gisbergen, as we sit getting set for double overtime, got a lap back, has rallied up. He's running 10th right now for Shane Van Gisbergen here at Kansas Speedway.
A lot has been said about his road course racing prowess. He's got 4 wins of the season. They've all come on road courses. And he self-admittedly says, I've got to work on my oval racing program. So he's gone to work. He's obviously raced in some other things that he's been working on this year. And I think he's making strides forward. And today, rallying back from that adversity that Alex just mentioned, finds himself with a chance of getting a top 10 finish on an oval.
Let's pay off the other side of that. You talked about the other one being Michael McDowell. He's 14th. Both of these guys have recovered to top 15 positions. And to your point, Shane Van Gisbergen, a very talented race car driver. He's prowessed in the road courses, but he's really picking up on these ovals.
And Steve Post, Shane Van Gisbergen trying to get better on ovals, not just in the NASCAR world. He's doing it also on Tuesday nights.
Yeah, you know, Shane has been so much fun this year. He joined us this summer at the summer shootout on the little quarter mile down there at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Legends car. And I'll be honest with you, the first night, man, he was in there in that race car swatting bees. His arms were all over the place. It's a 10-race series. by round number 10, he won the race. And I've talked to Stephen Dorr and his crew chief a lot, and they said, Legends cars on the quarter mile at Charlotte, Cup cars on a 1.5 mile track here at Kansas, it's a big difference. But all experience is good. What they really like about the Legends cars is it's aggressive. It is a little pushing and a little shoving. So are restarts in NASCAR, and that's one of the areas where I think Shane Van Gisbergen, he has improved in a lot of areas, but being a little aggressive, getting those elbows out on restarts, and boy, we're getting ready to see another lesson of that. We'll restart on a green-white checker, and he's running just outside of the top 10. SVG is going to have to use all those summer shootout lessons, plus all the road course savvy to keep it up there in the 10th spot. But it has been fascinating to watch him evolve and develop as a fairly respectable oval track racer.
Let's go to the Care Center, and Chris.
Josh Berry, the first to be checked and released here in the Care Center. Josh, take me through what you saw here. Closing laps, overtime restart. I know it gets chaotic, but what did you see out the windshield?
Yeah, I mean, it looked like Zane and the 42 had got together. Obviously, and Zane was up on his side and just tried to go by on the bottom, and 42 spun down and clipped us in the right rear, and we, wrecked. So just... part of being back there, overtime restart, everybody's got to make up for how shit they ran all day and try to pass everybody in one corner.
That's Josh Berry. Again, I apologize for the language, but he is okay. We'll wait word with Zane Smith, who took a wild ride there under that last caution.
Again, all drivers got out of their race cars under their own power, so the red flag has just been lifted, and the field begins to refire and begin to roll away from behind the Toyota pace car.
So again, we're getting ready to go into double overtime. Let's reset the running order for you. Towards the top of the leaderboard, Bubba Wallace is the leader. Christopher Bell second. Chase Briscoe third. Tyler Reddick fourth. And Denny Hamlin's fifth. Kyle Larson is sixth. William Byron is seventh. Chase Elliott's eighth. Ross Chastain ninth. And Shane Van Gisbergen is 10th.
Brad Keselowski rallies back. He's 11th. Justin Haley is 12th. Chris Buescher 13th. Michael McDowell 14th. Joey Logano 15th. 16th is Todd Gilliland. Ty Dillon is 17th. Ryan Blaney 18th, Daniel Suarez 19th, and Eric Jones is 20th.
21st is Kyle Busch. Noah Gragson is 22nd. 23rd is Cole Custer. You've also got Ty Gibbs in 24th. Ty is the last car on the lead lap. The cars of Zane Smith, John Hunter Nemechek, and Josh Berry in 25th, 26th, and 27th are off or in the garage. One lap down in 28th is Riley Herbst. Ryan Priest 2 laps down in 29th, and Alex Bowman is 2 laps down in 30th.
31st is Austin Dillon, 32nd Carson Hocevar, 33rd Austin Cindric, 34th is J.J. Ailey, 35th Ricky Stenhouse Jr. A.J. Allmendinger out of the race in 36th, Cody Ware out in 37th.
Pit road is open. Carson Hocevar is on the pit lane. Cole Custer making a stop here, as it shouldn't be too much longer. With all the cleanup done, and all the safety crews getting ready to get tucked back into their stations. Shouldn't be too much longer, Alex, before we get the one to go, and we're back under the green flag.
And it would be double overtime here in the Hollywood Casino 400 on a perfect day to go racing here in Kansas City, Kansas. Todd, let's kind of reset where we're at as far as the fuel strategy. The teams are on pit road on lap 255. It was a lightning quick stop for everybody, most taking 2 tires only. Sunoco fuel an issue at all?
I wouldn't think so. I don't expect anybody to have been full for that stop. I don't feel like they've run the end of this very full at all, but I don't think anybody was close enough on fuel to be in a challenge here. Chris Wilner?
Well, Todd, I was just listening to the radio chatter with Bubba Wallace and his spotter, Freddie Kraft. Bubba, when the caution flag came out, was absolutely furious at his teammate, Tyler Reddick. He said, that can't happen. We asked him to line up behind us and give us a push. It didn't work, and I almost lost the lead. They came over the radio and calmed Bubba down. Bubba then said, did you talk to Tyler? Freddie said, their crew did. He will not do it again. They need to make sure that they close the gap and are able to get him a bigger push. So a little bit of team strategy working, but Bubba certainly relying on Tyler here for this final restart.
Yeah, well, you can rely on Tyler all you want, but Tyler's below the cut line. He needs to win, too. And Tyler was, I got to think, he's got to do what he's got to do to win as well. Same with the Joe Gibbs racing cars on the outside lane.
But these two work as teammates really well. In 2311, I talked to Billy Scott actually yesterday morning a fair amount about this. They work together really well. I think Tyler, it's in his best interest to help push him forward. I really feel like Christopher Bell actually just got a jump there ahead of when Tyler got to him, and that worked backwards. They'll try to work together. The best thing I can do if I'm Tyler Reddick is push Bubba out, get him and me clear, and then I can race him for it coming to the checker.
All that's well and good, but when you're sitting in an overtime situation, you're below the cut line, and a win will get you to the round of 8. Are you really worried about your teammate?
Well, as you look at it, if I don't push my teammate, I'm not putting myself in a better position. The best way for him to get to a win is to push Bubba clear, because if he doesn't, Christopher Bell checks out and beats both of them.
Here comes the field through turns 3 and 4 as we will get the one to go. I see the flag furled up in the right hand of Chief Starter Shannon Bednarik. So she is set and ready to go to give the field a one to go. And the choose will happen once we get down here to the start-finish line.
So it will be double overtime in the Hollywood Casino 400. Again, Bubba Wallace is the leader. Christopher Bell second. Chase Briscoe, Tyler Reddick, and Denny Hamlin, the top 5 starters, or restarters, as it were, as they cross the line, except that one to go. Bubba will restart on the inside. Christopher Bell on the outside. Briscoe goes topside with Bell, and they all alternate one after the other, left and right. Let's hear from Zane Smith. He's with Chris.
Good to see Zane out of the Care Center. Zane, one of the wildest rides we'd seen at Kansas with you riding the wall. Take us through what happened from your vantage point.
Yeah, I mean, I just got wrecked. Not sure if whoever it was underneath me got loose or what, but I just felt like I got absolutely just driven through and was up against the wall, and then just flipping down the track. And yeah, I mean, before that caution, we were racing inside the top 10. Thought it was going to be a good day, and unfortunately, turn of events.
Zane Smith, glad to see he's okay, guys, as we get set for the restart.
Half a lap away from a double overtime restart. It's the same lineup after the choose that we had on the first overtime restart. The two 2311 cars, Bubba Wallace and Tyler Reddick on the bottom of the racetrack. Then 3 Joe Gibbs racing cars go topside with Christopher Bell, Chase Briscoe, and Denny Hamlin there. First car on the inside of row number 3, Mike, is the Chevrolet of Kyle Larson.
Christopher Bell's laying back. He's almost back, almost the second and third place cars, and he's taking his time getting up alongside Bubba Wallace. Now he finally arrives there as the pace car goes to pit road. Here they come into the restart zone. It'll be a 2-lap shootout for the Hollywood Casino 400. Green flag is back up. Bubba Wallace up to the gearbox. Reddick does not push Bubba. Briscoe does not push Bell. Man on man for the lead in turn 1.
Mano a mano into turn number 1. And again, Briscoe 3 wide, looking to pass them both. He won't get it done. It's Bubba Wallace to the lead, but Bell is not done yet.
Here's Wallace to the inside, though. Bell to the outside with Briscoe waiting to pounce. He needs more room. He goes to the top of the banking to try to find it in turn 4.
Bubba Wallace in the bottom washes up the racetrack. Nearly gets into Christopher Bell. Bell might have bounced off the safer barrier. 3 wide for second. Race leader takes the white flag. It's Bubba Wallace. Here comes Denny Hamlin.
Wallace all the way to the apron. Now comes up the banking. Throws a block on the boss. Bubba Wallace has the lead. Hamlin is up to second. Briscoe and Chase Elliott.
Here comes Bubba Wallace onto the backstretch for the final time this afternoon. He's got to fend off Denny Hamlin, and Hamlin comes into the corner strong, right alongside of Wallace. Wallace makes contact with the safer barrier.
Here comes Chase Elliott. He will get into Hamlin. They sprint to the line. Checkered flag is waving. Holy cow, Chase Elliott will win the Hollywood Casino 400. What a finish. However, we will wait to see how all this plays out behind Chase Elliott, who gets the checkered flag in a come-from-behind win in Kansas.
What a finish. Chase Elliott wins it. Denny Hamlin finishes second. Christopher Bell third. Chase Briscoe fourth. Bubba Wallace ends up fifth. Mike, coming to the checkered flag, it was phenomenal.
Well, there's going to be a discussion on this one because Bubba Wallace and Denny Hamlin were wheel-to-wheel banging quarter panels up and into the outside wall, and Chase Elliott